Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. All the feelings that we shared are in the past. Your relationships are never meant to last. All the feelings that we shared are in the past. Your relationships are never meant to last. It might take some time, but I'll be alright. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. I'm moving on, I'm moving on. Moving on, moving on.
Won't you take me to that place? Take me to that place. Won't you take me to that place? Won't you take me to that place? Won't you take me there, man? Because you said enough, said enough, you said enough. Because you said enough, you said enough.
I got enough of every melody, they all sound the same. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. I do you do cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. Oh, my darkest memories, now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. We can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do cause I'm feeling so good. Yeah. What's on the other side of inhibition? Ooh, I do you do cause I'm feeling so cool.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Right, so today we are getting straight into our Mettlestate Pro Series 3. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. We've got quite the lineup with the teams once again, and as we've seen over the past few weeks, it's been absolutely insane and crazy in the Pro Series. So we're really looking forward to the action, and of course, as per usual, I've got Mr. Batchy right here with me. So, Batchy, how are you doing today?
You know, I'm all right. I've seen better days, but at least the day ends off on a potential high note here. Obviously, like you said, the lobby is looking pretty stacked, so I'm pretty excited to get into it because we've been seeing these teams pulling some big moves lately and really pushing hard, you know, to really do better and improve. And we've been seeing the result of that in every single match so far, just getting better and better. We're seeing crazy stuff go on, so I'm really excited to see what is going to be happening today.
Yeah, definitely, right. So on that note, let's jump up into our first match and of course see how this goes. So here we go. So as you can see there, the teams for today, a bit of a starter as well. We have the players there from the Dragons, of course, in slot 2. We've got the Exiles in slot 4. We've got the players, of course, then from Exist up in slot 5. We've got the team from Gun in 6. We've got Hub in 7. We've got MEA in slot 9. We've got Odyssey over in 10. We've got the Outsiders in 11. ResHaunted in slot 12. The players from Shellshock in slot 13. The House of Anubis in slot 14. Then also we've got Spaza Gaming over in slot 15. We've got the players there from Temper in 16 and also Vibrant Gaming in slot 17. So interesting lineup with the teams and equally interesting flight path that we've got. Yeah, we've been seeing this a lot, a lot of these flight paths, it's either a hit or miss usually, you never really get the in the middle ones nowadays. This one specifically, it's going to be going all the way from the southwest over towards Lipovka there, just above Lipovka. But interestingly enough, it's going to be avoiding all of those major spots that we usually see. So once again, we're going to be seeing maybe less comfortable positions here coming out from the teams, or at least secondary positions coming out here from the teams. So they're going to have to play this one a little bit outside of the comfort zone, maybe, or potentially they could, if they really wanted to, just move across the map, move up into those spots that they really like to go to. Of course, depending on whether or not the zone will allow it. But I mean, we've seen teams do pretty much whatever they like, in the sort of beginning zone or two. We've seen teams just stay in the zone for the first couple of times and just out heal it, because why not? We've seen teams, just go all the way to the other side of the map, because why not? You do have the time, so there's definitely potential for the teams to just rotate up wherever they want to go at the moment. Yeah, no, definitely agree with you on that one. And we've got quite a few teams now. Well, they're jumping out in a pretty amazing line there. We've got two teams now heading up right in towards the military base there, that of course being Hub and the players there from Temper. And we got a few other teams, slowly but surely spreading out across the map as the flight path, of course, now just finishes up there, and the teams are now making their way down. So let's quickly jump up towards the military base here, see if we can spot any of the action between these two teams. The first one, of course, being the players here from Temper and the players from Hub.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a lot of teams moving up into those spots that I was talking about. So you can already see Pachinki and School, and some teams already moving towards Rozhok as well. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, at this sort of a level, teams can pretty much do whatever they want, because they know how to get the stuff that they want. They know how to be where they want to be. They know how to get there. So, it's unsurprising. We'll just see them do whatever they need to do. And that zone actually going to be slap bang in the middle of the map.
And a little bit of that map, a little bit of that zone, of course, now, playing up here in the military base as well. So if the players play it well enough, there's no immediate need for most of these teams to start rotating anywhere in particular.
Yeah.
Because we've only got two teams. Three teams that are currently not in zone. Everyone else, of course, sitting right in that zone. And it's a pretty good zone. I mean, it opens up the map to so many spots that they can use, and kind of just try and fortify those positions, as they are some potential spots that we might see some of the other teams, of course, now rotating up towards what but it's definitely going to be interesting one, seeing where the zone's going to take the players. Yeah, yeah. This zone definitely offering a lot of freedom to the players here. You know, it's encompassing a lot of the map, so they don't really need to go anywhere, do anything crazy. So right now, it's going to fall down to, you know, the rotations from the teams themselves. If they want to move out of a certain spot, if they're feeling threatened, maybe they rotate away. You know, do they run into one another, or are they just going to set themselves up, you know, quite happily and really just not do anything? You know, because we kind of get into this conversation a lot when this sort of thing happens. You know, do you just stay in the place? Do you wait for the next zone to sort of decide when you're going to take the fights, or do you go hunting? You know, do you go looking for an engagement, you know, that's potentially going to work out for you? You know, do you say, okay, we know that we're most likely going to find, you know, this team in this spot, so let's set up around it and actually pick and choose how we want to go, and then maybe, you know, attack them out of nowhere, try and get the upper hand, you know, surprise them or something like that. Because obviously at the end of the day, you do want the kills, on top of having the position, you know. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the frags counting just as much as the position if you want to get to the top. So you always have to sort of weigh your options here, because at the end of the day, if you don't go for the kills in the early few zones when you have the freedom to move, then you're forced into an uncomfortable, or potentially forced into an uncomfortable situation in the final few zones. So that's always a bit of a toss-up.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's definitely the case. So, yeah, we'll see which way around it's going to go. Hopefully, we'll see some action pretty soon, because we do still have these players here from Temper now closing in on the hub team. They've pretty much managed to loot all the way around the hub team, leaving, you know, the C buildings there for hub to get their loot on. We got Termite, of course, now managing to make it all the way up onto the ballast. Well, what can we call this? Up to the railing up top here. There we go. Let's just say on the right atop the scaffolding there, making his way around. And he's trying to spot the players there. You can see Mr. Flacco and Mayo, of course, just up ahead now. Flacco moving around. Let's see, is Termite going to take these hits? Will he take the engagement? Not yet. All right, so it seems like they're trying to establish, you know, where the rest of the players are before starting their engagement, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
But if that is the only thing they're going to do, then that at the end of the day, you know, of course, then turns out to be something that's a slight bit detrimental to the team.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the difference between waiting and doing nothing versus waiting to get information is the biggest sort of difference between that, you know, because if you're sitting there doing nothing, then obviously that's not going to be great. But if you're using that time to get something beneficial that you can work off of, then, you know, then it's all great. It's all good, you know, just get that information, make sure you're in the best spot you can before you launch your attack, because then, you know, you have the best upper hand possible when you go into the fight, which is ultimately what you want to do, unless of course you don't want to take the fight, in which case you leave.
Yes, that would be the best alternative.
Yeah, instead of sitting there and doing nothing and looking at each other across the way, which has happened before. We've seen it. It was quite disappointing, to be fair. It happens, but it doesn't happen that much here, which is great.
Well, we've got some action at least now between the players here from Exist. Of course, well, yeah, Exist and the players in there from Spaza Gaming. So you can see we've got Mr. Thix already down. We got Flame and Zodiac still on the move. But of course now Coco, Deity and Chris are closing in, as well as Mr. Berserk there. Coco just tapping off several shots over towards Zodiac, trying to get those hits in. We got Clutch also just elsewhere on the map. Not exactly sure. There we go. So Hub now starting their fight as well. Let's quickly jump back over to them. So we've got Temper now closing in on Hub. Good Mr. Thermite. Or Termite, right? I'm sorry. Up on the balusters there. Just putting those hits in. So let's see. Will Temper get those hits? We've got a few shots now flying up right over towards Mr. Mayo here. We got Shady already getting taken down. So he's sent back into the lobby. I think that might have been, yeah, that was our second player to get knocked. And I think possibly the first one to get sent back.
Yeah, I think so. We have Thix and Shady, who are both out in the lobby at the moment. But yeah, the engagement's still a little bit slow here. Not wanting to get themselves into the thick of things too quickly here. You can see the shots popping off there from Spaza Gaming. Just tapping away there towards the team from Exist.
That's happening up in prison. Looks like Tempo are actually just pulling themselves back a little bit away from Hub there down towards the military base, not wanting to commit too hard to that, especially with a disadvantage in terms of man count.
Oh, there we go. So the players here from Exist really taking a bit of a beating here. We've got Mr. Thix getting taken down. We've got Zodiac down, Clutch in a vehicle. Oh, Zodiac getting a thirsted. Flame, of course, now trying to make his way through the building here. And then, of course, we got Clutch on the rotate. He's heading off to elsewhere. And we've got the Outsiders now heading up towards Gun as well. So quite some nice movement there between the teams as they're all now starting to get closer and closer as the zone, of course, now progresses onwards. Ooh. Thermite doing some good work there. Termite. I keep on saying Thermite. Mr. Termite.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to see that there are still battles going on, and that's really just a testament to, you know, how the players play, especially when given this sort of a free zone, you know, because we've seen it in a space like this where the zone is allowing teams so much freedom. We've seen teams just sort of take up a position and stay there, but you know, high up in sort of the echelon of teams, you know, where teams are a lot more competitive and teams are really playing at a high level, you know, you see them be a little bit more active, getting out there, you know, just making something happen. When the map is not forcing people to do things, they're making it happen themselves. And I mean, that's really what you have to do, you know. So it goes back to all the way to the beginning, what we were talking about when opportunities get created. You know, if the opportunities aren't being made, you make them yourself. You know, and that can really mean the difference between success and not getting the sort of success that you want.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the case. So we're going to see now what these teams are going to make. We still have, you know, the potential there for the players from Spaza Gaming to still get one of those last few hits in on the Exist team. But it seems like they are instead rotating up towards the zone. We've got the players from ResHaunted, of course, over in North George, and the Dragons in South George. We've got the Exiles in Pachinki. We've got the Outsiders out in the open field there, and of course Gun just over towards the east, holding up in the compounds. Well, rather up on the hill, not the compounds. So we've seen quite a bit of action in this open field here.
Yeah.
In some of the previous games, I mean, we've seen some really clutch plays and stuff take part right there. But we have the players, of course, now from House of Anubis making their way across on to the main island. As you can see them pulling up right here at the eastern bridge. And we have another team not too far away, of course, over towards the western edge as well. That, of course, being the players there from Shellshock. And it seems like a Hub as well as Temper are now making their way also over towards the main island.
Yeah. It could potentially make it difficult for Temper to get over here, especially since Hub moved so quickly and House of Anubis is camping the other bridge. So Temper now, if Hub do decide to camp this, then Temper have to make a decision. Do they just brute force it across the bridge, or do they take a jump and head into that water to swim across to the other side?
Well, we'll see now. We also have the players from MEA and Vibrant just pulling up on, you know, opposite ends of the bridge here. Oh, there we go. Nerf getting hit by the red zone.
That is unfortunate.
Yes, that is one thing that you unfortunately see in our lovely PUBG. But let's see, will we see any of these shots between the players here from MEA and Vibrant? As Vibrant is pretty aware of their position, you can see them closing in bit by bit. We got Pound, we got Nova, Six, and Luffy. All of them slowly but surely getting closer and closer, trying to find a good potential angle on the players there. And let's hope they do so, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about the fights that you want or don't want to take potentially. You know, so you got to assess the situation before you go in. Maybe you do want to take it, maybe you don't want to take it. Right now, we still have 14 teams and 53 players left on the board. So everyone remaining alive for the most part. Not really taking too much damage, and this is pretty normal to see. You generally don't see teams going down so quickly unless, you know, you're dropping nearby one another, or the zone is very odd and you have to, you know, you force the rotates. Right now, we see sort of everything landing in such a comfortable position. The first zone, super comfortable. The flight path allowed the teams to actually just jump out and also be comfortable. So right now, the teams have been very comfortable up until this point. Nothing too crazy happening just yet. And so now we're just waiting for, you know, mistakes to come in or potential engagements to be had. You know, we're waiting for a couple of teams to rotate in, and well, as they get closer and closer, that's when the fights start to happen for real.
Yeah, we've got MEA already taking a hit there from the Vibrant side, but they've of course managed to get the res in safely without, you know, suffering any additional losses. And it seems like Vibrant are getting ready to move up slowly but surely. We've got Mr. Nova there patiently waiting, trying to find a few more angles to get those hits in over towards the MEA players.
Ooh, take a look at Pachinki though. Hub is moving in. You've got House of Anubis just below. The outside is being right in the center of that. Gun on the one side, Exiles on the other side, Dragons moving in as well, and Shellshock right at the bottom.
Yeah, and then we got the Hub now pushing up right on top of Gun. But of course, Gun being very welcoming with their barrels there, just opening it up, sending a few across. We got the outsiders also now engaging with Hub. So Hub putting themselves in a pretty tough spot here as they're trying to rotate up through several teams, and of course taking hits as they make their way in. So they already got one player getting knocked down. Oh, that one goes down as well, and vehicle explosion. Well done. The remainder of Hub pulling up on the other side of Gun now, so it seems like they just can't find a good spot.
Yeah. And that all started because they were all the way on the outside. They had to rotate in, and they made the decision to move in really, really deep. They get in towards Pachinki, and there's so many teams already there. They just cannot find a place to land, and they just get shot at from every single side. So you're going to see Termite, he gets taken down, and now it's Meliodas left alone, and not really too much to do, surrounded by a ton of teams. Odyssey on the one side, Dragons above him, and Gun right next to him. Doesn't really have much of a chance here unless he can somehow hide. But it's not going to happen. Meliodas goes down, and well, that's going to be those blokes all knocked out, aside from the final remaining player for Hub who's managed to escape. That, of course, being Simp God.
Yeah. And he just managed to escape the onslaught there from the players from Spaza Gaming, as they were also opening fire, you know, trying to get a few hits in. And the Dragons are also making their way up the hill. Let's see, are they going to try and close in on the players from Gun? Or they're just going to try and hold up on the edge just to the south of school here. As you can see, of course, we've got Mr. Blade, Nero, Hound, and Chick. So the four of them over here. We've got Gun, as I mentioned, just up the hill. It seems like they're going on a bit of a exploration mission here, trying to see where they can find some teams, you know, whether or not it's going to be worth pushing up.
Yeah, the one thing that I was interested in seeing is if Gun were actually going to keep that position, because they are pretty much right in the center of the zone. And we've seen in so many matches so far the absolute advantage of having height over your enemies. You know, being able to see over, or just over their cover or into a certain angle that might not be accessible otherwise. And we've seen teams really, really utilize that height advantage. And Gun, they've got themselves on top of a nice hill, which gives them advantage around the entire surrounding area. So as long as they stay on that hill, they have the height advantage, and as long as the zone continues to fall on top of them, they don't have to move from there either. So I'm interested to see if the zone continues to be around this hill, and if they if Gun then decide to stay on it, because you know, then they're just using sort of the height advantage to their advantage. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Well, we just saw MEA put a quick few hits in towards the Vibrant team once again. And this is now the second knock that we've seen on their side. First we had... we had one hit on the MEA side, and now we had our hit on the Vibrant side. So it's interesting to see that these two teams are also, you know, trading it off once, you know... Like, you know, a knock for a knock. And And the zone, of course, now having moved up once again. So we got quite a few teams over in the southwestern side of the map there, having now to make their way up. That, of course, being the players there from House of Anubis, the players there from Shellshock, Temper, and, of course, also now the Res team coming in from the west as they make their way up. We might even see Mr. Pronto hitting up a quick few shots on the players here from the Exiles, as he's now pulling up right behind them. You can see the team, of course, just up ahead there.
Yeah. The fact that there's 14 teams and 50 players still left alive is going to mean that this zone is going to be quite intense, because this is a small area for so many teams to squeeze into. So the fights, they're about to start, and you can already see Vibrant still putting some hits in. MEA going to be moving off. Most of the team's going to be concentrated towards the southern portion of the zone.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. So House of Anubis getting hit now by the Exiles, and we got Vibrant closing in on Reds. Let's see, will 6 get these hits in, or will Thrax and G get those shots in? Ooh, Horus getting taken down by the Outsiders now as well. So it seems like we got 3 teams there.
Yeah.
Ooh, some nice screens. There we go. Shots all over the place. Vibrant taking several hits. You just see their health dropping down one by one. The Outsiders seem like they've just gotten taken down by the Exiles.
Yeah.
Yes, they have. Well done, well played. Now let's see, will Vibrant or Rez be able to do the same right here? We've got 2 players right
House of Anubis is actually moving up right up on Exiles as well. So this is potentially going to be a second hit here for the Exiles. They're going to have to survive another wave of enemies.
Well, it seems like Rez is also trying to rather move back a little bit. We got Dizzy getting hit. We got Psycho Wolf just lying in wait. There we go. Dizzy getting it taken down. Oh, there we go. House of Anubis now moving in. Down goes Cheddar. Vibrant also putting several shots still up in towards the Rez. You can see Psycho Wolf just creeping in slowly but surely, trying to move up on Vibrant. Now we've seen some pretty good clutch plays last week's game, you know, with solo versus squad kind of setups that we had.
Yeah.
And Paul G comes in with a beautiful hit there on Pounds. So it's amazing. It was amazing to see that Psycho Wolf has managed to, you know, just stay right below Vibrant, you know, without being seen or spotted. But also, we haven't seen him move up just yet. So I'm wondering if they're waiting for, you know, 1 or 2 of the players from Vibrant to get knocked in the process before Psycho Wolf then decides, okay, you know, now is the time to rush. Or, you know, is it just a matter of circumstance, you know, with having Psycho Wolf ending up over there and not wanting to rotate back, you know, over towards Thrax and Paul G?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're going to see what they decide to do. We're going to see where the movements come in. Of course, Rez can decide to move away if they do not feel comfortable taking on Vibrant right now, but we still have House of Anubis just slowly trying to push in on the Exiles here in this house. Exiles pretty much having to hold on to this position, not having too much room to move, and you can see House of Anubis,
nice.
They're putting the hits in. Those Grens are coming in to try and clear out the house as they make their way up. Only Hidan is left, and they will not survive for very long. That is your second team knocked out to the lobby. Exiles, they get sent back.
But a beautiful push though there by the House of Anubis. As you know, they've managed to move in right as the players from Exile have, you know, they've already taken a bit of damage, you know, while they were taking out the other team. You know, so they're still trying to recover and everything, and then now they come in, they put those hits in, and, you know, just looking at the kill feed, you can see the players going down one by one by one. So they're thinning out the herd, thinning out the competition. And, you know, then moving in with that final pounce just to end it off. Ooh.
Yeah.
There we go. So the team's now really starting to fight. We've got Odyssey just going at it now with the players here. Shellshock also very, very close. Wow. So Odyssey trying to get those hits in on Spaza Gaming. We got Shellshock just behind them. Temper pulling in as well. We got Gun also just moving in. So this is definitely going to be a very, very tough one. You got Coco and Berserk, of course, now still left on this end for Spaza Gaming. We got Shellshock now trying to get in their third parties. We got the Dragons getting hit. We got Gun, the Dragons, and Temper all in school. Wow. So this is now all riding on Coco. Let's see, will Coco... Oh, almost no health left on Coco. Oh, what a hit.
Yeah. Teams are very, very tight now, so they don't really have chance to escape or move around. They just have to take these fights because there's so many teams surrounding them that, you know, any chances of moving away is pretty much blocked out right now. You can see Gun and Dragons really up close next to Temp, who's also trying to take a fight against Shellshock, who's also trying to take a fight against Odyssey. So we have quite the cluster here.
Wow, yeah, this is going to be one insane fight. And it's not like we've got these 36 players spread out across the map. It's like we've got 36 players pretty much in the same spot.
Yeah, and more moving in. You can see House of Anubis making their way in. They might just come in close. Vibrant just off to the side there. So, you know, potential teams that might just rotate in to sort of capitalize. I mean, House of Anubis did a great job with Exiles just now. Like you said, you know, Outsiders moved in on Exiles. Exiles took them out, and then House of Anubis was like, all right, cool. Now they're low on health. We can go in and take them down. Yeah. So we'll see if they try and capitalize again, or if they'll just stay out of this one for the moment, because there's a lot of players right here on top of each other.
And this is an interesting spot to see where Vibrant decided to pull up their stop. They stop right in front of 6. We got Psycho Wolf now, the last remaining player left. Let's see, will he be able to get those hits in? We've got the whole team from Vibrant moving in, as well as the House of Anubis, just trying to pick off a quick few shots. So you can see Paul G getting taken down by Pounds. Now let's see, will Psycho Wolf get this? Oh, no, that is negative. Down he goes. And the Dragons and Gun also still having their standoff.
Yeah, right next to Tampa as well. Yeah. They're all occupying these buildings around school.
Wow. And we got the House of Anubis now slowly but surely pushing up as well. So they've decided to rather rotate in. The zone is minuscule and all these teams are moving up. There's almost no space for all these teams.
Yeah.
And they're all just they're all just sitting here, and you can just see the shots going off. I mean, if you want to see a crazy zone, this is definitely one of them. I mean, I can just sit here, rotate, and almost everywhere I look is someone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is definitely the case. It's going to be very difficult to make use of this. You can see Tampa now getting hit, as the Dragons and Gun just right here next to the neck. You can actually see the team there from Exist are moving up as well onto this big cluster we've got, and Odyssey as well moving up from the side. They're just really making this bullet sandwich into an absolute dagwood.
Yeah, this is what huh? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 teams just in this little space.
Yeah.
Oh, Vibe getting those hits in on the players there from House of Anubis as well. Wow, this is insane.
Yeah, this is one of those zones where we have buildings still remaining in the final zones, which has led to all of them being occupied and all of them just having tons of teams in them, just trying to occupy these buildings, fighting to get that advantage of just having the cover. And you can see Odyssey now moving in on Gun, pushing them back, just trying to get them, catch them out. Meanwhile, the Dragons moving up on Tempa as well, just trying to push them back. Tempa trying to pull the trigger onto Dragons. Vibrant now also assaulting onto House of Anubis. You can see there's just fights going off absolutely everywhere. Some great grens coming out from House of Anubis. Tempa as well, putting some hits in. Vibrant pulling back. This is nuts.
What? You got I don't know where to go. There's so much happening. This is absolutely insane. The Dragons also not looking too great, so they are down to their last two, Nero and Blade. The last hopefuls left. There we go, Blade managing to get... Oh, nearly getting that res in. Nero now pushing up, trying to get those shots. Oh! And down they go. Wow.
Wow. So Gun wins the fight against Odyssey. Temper wins their fight. Vibrant loses their fight against House of Anubis. You can see Luffy all the way at the top. They're now just getting taken down by MEA. Dragons get knocked out. So, wow, we're left with, just like that, we're left with 6 teams remaining. After all of those just fights happening everywhere, finally calming down a bit. But you can see teams still surrounding this building here. You can see Gun, Temper, you can see, I believe that's Exist, and Shellshock as well, all occupying this small area around the buildings.
Yeah, well, this is one insane match, and all the teams are pretty much on the eastern side of the zone. Aside from the team, of course, they're from House of Anubis that we've got on the side. But MEA also now rotating up towards the east. We got Exist now just lying in wait to welcome them up in towards zone. Oh, MEA trying to move in, getting taken down by Temper as they rotate up. This is going to be absolutely insane. MEA, of course, now pulling up in front of the players there from Exist. Shots flying up. Clutch being left out in the blue zone. I don't think he's going to make it very, very far. MEA taking several hits now from Temper as they're trying to kind of get those hits in. Zone shifts up. House of Anubis now the nearest team to zone. Let's see who's going to get it. This is going to be absolutely insane. Wow.
Oh my word, this zone is just so weird that it's pushed all the teams in. MEA forced to rotate up, but they finally win their fight against Exist. Looks like they're going to go down to the blue. Temper just on the inside. Shellshock obviously getting wiped out at the end there. Gun still occupying this building. House of Anubis trying to take them out, but they are looking like they're struggling just a little bit. But all the teams trying to make it up to this tiny portion behind these buildings where the zone has finally landed. You can see Gun now hunting down House of Anubis, taking them out pronto, all by himself to try and survive. Storm on the other side, not going to survive for very long as MEA pull the trigger from the other side as well. We just have all the teams in such close proximity here, using the buildings to try and stay safe, try and win those fights. But it's so tight right now.
It is absolutely insane. This is once again one of those times that I'm so glad I am not the one playing in this match.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, this is crazy. I mean, I've never seen so many teams packed like this. Wow. We've got 4 left, 11 players remaining. Shots still flying. Oh, Gun trying to get that last hit in.
Soon.
Pronto about to get taken down as Slim moves up, gets the hit. Down he goes as well. Temper taking those shots on Gun now. Wow, MEA moving up, Temper pushing up as well. Everyone just trying to get into the safe zone here as the blue zone is now closing in. Will this be the final blue zone, or will we see some more insane fighting?
Just look at them trying to dance around the wall here. Nuke's actually running out into the open. That's the death sentence right there. Just absolutely clapped from both sides. Dude, you cannot make a move like that and expect to survive. Just trying to get out there. Mayo is finally going to get up and take down the rest of Gun. They're going to get taken up. So it's just MEA and Temp left fighting across the wall, but it's not going to last.
Wow, what a fight. That was insane. So we got MEA finishing off with the chicken dinner. That I couldn't make any prediction on who's going to win because everyone is just on top of each other. I mean, MEA managing to get themselves a chicken dinner there, so they're finishing off on 8 kills. We got the players from Temper finishing off on 10 kills in second place. We got Gun finishing off in third, you know, coming in with 9 kills there. House of Anubis in fourth place. We've got the players there from Exist, of course, in 5th place. We've got Shellshock taking a 6th place. We've got Vibrant in 7th. We've got the Dragons in 8th place. We've got Odyssey finishing up in 9th. Hub in 10th. We have the players from ResHaunted in 11th. Spaza Gaming in 12th place. We got the Exiles, of course, going out in 13th. And then also the Outsiders going out in 14th place. So there we go. There we have it. That was our first round. And what an absolutely insane round that was.
Yeah, Yeah, it really, really was. Like we started out with a sort of standard, we get a drop, we get onto the map, we set up our positions. But what happened was all the teams didn't get too aggressive because of the comfortable state of the zone. They didn't have to do very much. We did see a couple of fights here and there, but ultimately the teams were able to survive long enough to get into the last few zones. And it just so happened that those last few zones landed right on top of a set of buildings which everyone wanted to occupy.
Yeah.
And everyone just clustered. They were all running into those buildings. I think there was like 6 teams in those buildings at one stage. They were all trying to get up in there. 6 teams inside the building. There was like 3 outside the building, and there were like a couple on the outskirts, and they were all just fighting over the same building. And that building refused to not be in the zone.
Yeah.
And so we just got zone after zone right on top of that. They were able to continue fighting in those buildings. Everything revolved around that. And then in the final zone, we were still having a portion of those buildings in, and we had a wall separating the final few teams.
Yeah.
And they just had to fight across the wall. It was, that was nuts.
And we've seen a pretty sick call it sense of humor from the matches in PUBG, and this one as well. Absolutely insane, giving them so much, such a limited option of how they can play the final few parts of the zone. Absolutely insane. And well done to PUBG for that one, and well done to the players for putting up a crazy insane fight. All things considered, seeing that it was such a tough one. Oh man. Yeah, once again, I'm just happy that I'm not playing in this room, because it's not something I would like
it is,
particularly like doing. But any case, let's get into the highlights of the match, and then of course we'll bring you guys back as soon as we got the second round underway. But without any further ado, let's jump straight up into that. So here we go.
Res can decide to move away if they do not feel comfortable taking on Vibrant right now, but we still have House of Anubis just slowly trying to push in on the Exiles here in this house. Exiles pretty much having to hold on to this position, not having too much room to move, and you can see House of Anubis, they're putting the hits in. Those Grens are coming in to try and clear out the house as they make their way up. Only Hidan is left, and they will not survive for very long. That is
to be a very, very tough one. You got Coco and Berserk, of course, now still left on this end for Spaza Gaming. We got Shellshock now trying to get in their third parties. We got the Dragons getting hit. We got Gun, the Dragons, and Temper all in school. Wow. So this is now all riding on Coco. Let's see, will Coco... Oh, almost no health left on Coco. Oh, what a hit. And this is an interesting spot to see where Vibrant decided to pull up their stop. They stop right in front of 6. We got Psycho Wolf now, the last remaining player left. Let's see, will he be able to get those hits in? We've got the whole team from Vibrant moving in, as well as the House of Anubis, just trying to pick off a quick few shots. So you can see Paul G getting taken down by Pounds. Now let's see, will Psycho Wolf get this? Oh, nope. That is negative. Down he goes.
This is nuts.
What? We've got I don't know where to go. There's so much happening. This is absolutely insane. The Dragons also not looking too great, so they are down to their last 2, Nero and Blade. The last hopefuls left. There we go, Blade managing to get nearly getting that res in. Nero now pushing up, trying to get those shots. And down they go. We see some more insane fighting.
Just look at them trying to dance around the wall here. Nuke's actually running out into the open. That's the death sentence right there. Just absolutely clapped from both sides. You cannot make a move like that and expect to survive. Just trying to get out there. Mayo is finally going to get up and take down the rest of Gun. They're going to get taken up. So it's just MEA and Temp left fighting across the wall, but it's not going to last.
picking up the pieces that I lost in the lobby. I put you against the wall, you had us body to body. I can't help the way you make me feel, it's so hard to copy. Let's find common ground, meet me in a lost and found, yeah. Dark days turning into dark nights. I hit the strip and spend it all, I'm having hard times. That reminiscing had me looking through the archives. I seen a picture of you looking like a star shines. And you bright, 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 like the lights on a fight night, night. Love hit me like a mic, mic, mic. You know I'ma get it right, right, right. So stay with me, run away with me. Need like a dope fiend, need dope. Need like coke fiend, need coke. Even though your heart cold, ski slope. I really hope the song bringing me close.
Seeing monsters at your window. No, you can't sleep. You pretend though you don't have to play the hero. 'Cause I got you like you got me. When the earth shakes, when the bombs scream, until our last breath, every heartbeat.
No, you haven't updated. What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm sitting here talking to Mr. Patch because he didn't download the map, so he's going in blind for this one. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. So much fun. So let's see what is gonna happen. So, yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. So as you can see, we well, you can't see just yet, but just a quick look at the points at the moment. We've got the players from Temper sitting up in pole position there. We've got Gun sitting in second place, 1 point behind, and then of course we got the Exile sitting in third place. They are 19 points behind Gun. We got the Outsiders in fourth place, and of course Vibrant sitting in fifth at the moment. So the points are Temper sitting on 101. We got Gun sitting on 100. We've got the Exiles sitting on 81. We've got the Outsiders on 67. And then, of course, Vibrant sitting on 63. So you want to check out the results, head over towards the Mettlestate website. You can find all the results there. They do get updated in between the matches. But yeah, let us quickly jump up into the match here. As you can see, our teams for the match. We've got the Dragons there in 2. We've got the Exiles in slot 4. We've got the players from Exist in 5 Gun in slot 6. We've got Hub in 7, MEA in 9. We got the players from Odyssey in 10, the Outsiders in 11, Resurrection Haunted in 12th place. We got the players from Shellshock in 13th, House of Anubis in 14. We got Spaza Gaming, of course, in 15, Temper in 16, and Vibrant sitting in slot 17. So the flight path, of course, is taking us from Impala and heading over towards La Cabrera. So interesting flight path there. We're going to see the teams, of course, moving up into some interesting spots. So, Patch, what do you think of this team over here?
Yeah. It's great. It's great. Yeah, but for real though, it's quite interesting to see every time we get into this sort of series to see what the teams do once they've warmed up, moving into this map that has so much space. We've seen a lot of stuff happen, and we sort of usually see 2 extremes when it comes to this map. Usually the teams either get really aggressive to compensate for the size, or we see them be very complacent because of the size.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see how it goes, because we've got a few teams, of course, now landing very close together, that being Odyssey and Vibrant, as well as MEA. They're heading up right over to Los Leones. We got the players there from Shellshock over in Impala. We got the team from Temper touching down straight in San Martin. Gun, of course, just landing to the west of them. We've got the Outsiders just landing to the north. We've got the players from Hub landing towards the east. We've got the players from Res, as well as the team there from the Dragons touching down in La Cabrera. So this is definitely going to be an interesting start, especially over here in Los Leones, where we've got 3 teams. There we go, Chris just quickly drowning himself a little bit late to the lobby. But we've got Odyssey right in front of Vibrant here, 6, trying to put those shots into Supreme. Supreme, of course, now trying to make his escape as he's trying to rotate up, but he doesn't have, well, much hope at the moment, because we've got Vibrant also just in front of him. So you dodge the one half of Vibrant, and then the other half of Vibrant is just sitting there waiting for you. But fortunately for him, they haven't managed to find any weapons just yet. You can hear 1 or 2 Uzi shots, of course, now flying over in his direction there. Some great driving here by Supreme as he makes his way safely up in towards Los Leones. As we jump over to MEA, they're, of course, now moving up as well. Just rotating through the area, trying to get their loot going. So we might potentially see a fight between MEA and Odyssey. Maybe. But we also might see the fight up here with the Dragons and the players there from ResHaunted as well. We got Mr. Thrax, of course, very close here to the Dragons. You can just hear them moving up. Let's see, will he be able to get these hits in? We got Nero, of course, just over towards the north side there. We got Blade, Hound, and Shek right next to Mr. Thrax. But yeah, Patch, now as we start the match, you find out the importance of making sure your game is updated. And your maps.
Go figure, dude. Go tell that to my electricians. The good old power plant guys from whoever decided to cut my power off for 6 hours today.
Well, at least you've got some time now to update your maps before we get the third one underway. In the meantime, we've got Rez and the Dragons still dancing around over here in La Cabrera. We've got Blade and Shek slowly but surely creeping up closer and closer. We've got Hound also now slowly joining up with them. Get Dizzy, of course, holding up across the road. Oh, we got some Grens flying up. Blade taking a quick bit of damage there. We got Paul G just lying in wait here, trying to see if anyone's going to push up over towards him. We've got Psycho up on the roof. So they are definitely trying to get as many angles covered as they can. Paul G gets a hit. Down he goes. Nero manages to land that hit on him. We got Thrax, of course, right on the opposite side of the wall, and we got Mr. Dizzy just off in the distance. Oh, Thrax taking a quick hit. Up comes the Dragons. Shek gets yet another hit. Let's see, will Dizzy engage? Or will it be Mr. Psycho Wolf who we've got up on the roof? So he's got to be quite careful with this grenade at the moment. If he aims it a little bit wrong, he might even take down his own teammate in the process.
Which we've seen happen before. Many times.
So we got some more shots now flying up there from Dizzy's side. The Dragons really trying to get the angle, trying to move up Blade. You can see just dancing back and forth right there close to the staircase. Trying to see if it's going to be worth it to move up. We got Psycho Wolf, of course, now also just moving up. Dizzy trying to distract them to give his teammate here a bit of a fighting chance. Because it's definitely going to be a very, very tough one. Psycho Wolf now quickly trying to drop a smoke as he's trying to get out the door. Will he make it successfully? We've got some smoke. Bull G now trying to move up. Getting caught in the door itself. Oh, moments to spare. Let's see, will Psycho be able to pull off this res? He's got 4 seconds to go. Up comes the Dragons. Oh, nice. Beautiful shot. Shek getting taken down. Bull G, almost no health. 7 seconds to go. Let's see. A bit of pre-fire from the Dragons as they're trying to move up and gets the res. Wow. But down goes Paul just as that res goes through. That was some crazy shooting. We got Dizzy now still trying to provide some cover there for Psycho Wolf as he's now trying to move up, trying to put those hits in, runs out of ammo, reloads and goes down. Everything now riding on Dizzy. Will he be able to pull this off? We got the Dark Dragons, of course, now just moving up as a unit there, trying to get those hits in. So let's see, will Psycho Wolf make it all the way? It's not looking too great for him. The shot's just flying past Dizzy's head. And Psycho Wolf is about to go down. We've got several shots still flying up. Dizzy now trying to make a run for it. The Dark Dragons, of course, now trying to chase him down, catch up and get the thirst. And of course, send the whole team back to the lobby. So let's see, will they be able to catch up with Dizzy before he makes his escape, rather? Here we go. So Dizzy's in the vehicle, he's moving, and he's in the clear for now. So well done, well played. Some beautiful shooting there by the Dragons, though. Beautiful, beautiful shooting. The remainder of the teams, of course, now fairly spread out across the map. We have another potential fight brewing between the players there from Temper, depending on, of course, where they go. Will they move up towards Spaza Gaming and start the engagement there? But we also might see Mr. Dizzy here rotating up right in towards the outsiders there. So let's jump up to Spaza Gaming and see what we got. We got MEA also moving in. Oh, shots flying from Coco's side just over towards Temper. Shady, well, his vehicle taking a few hits in the process. Spaza Gaming now just picking off the players there from Temper as they try and rotate up, putting several shots into their vehicle. Oh, the one that Nukes is in is not looking too great. Nukes trying to make a quick run for it. We got Coco trying to land those final few hits. Quick rescue by Shady. Moving up with a buggy. Off they go. Let's see. Will they be able to make it into the clear? Some nice cover potentially there. Yes, off they go. Just managing to get far enough away from the team there. But we now have the players from MEA closing in on the players here from Shellshock. So we're still yet to see whether or not MEA is going to move into the area here, or they're going to just keep on rotating past. And it seems like they might just be moving away. Yep, there they go. So we got the Exiles now coming up in towards zone. We got the House of Anubis still holding up in Chumacera. The Dragons, of course, still up in La Cabrera. And the rest of the teams have all managed to make their way up in towards zone. We got the team from Vibrant, of course, now caught in the red zone. We got Gun just to the south of the players here from Spaza Gaming. So let's jump up and see, will we see any fights going around between these teams? Oh, definitely got some shots flying in. You can just hear them landing around Mr. Risk here. None of them landing on the vehicle just yet. SS getting hit. There we go. So Gun being able to get away. Oh, Shellshock getting hit by MEA. Well done, well played. So 14 teams still remaining. We still have Mr. Preset and Chronix left there for the Shellshock team, but Cage and Tolu, of course, now getting taken down. So beautiful shooting there. Well done, well played. So MEA raking in their first few kills. Spaza Gaming about now to bump in to the players here from the outsiders, or rather the outsiders about to bump into them. We got the vehicle getting blown up. Jesse blowing up Daisy's vehicle. Just getting in as that happens. So let's see, we got Coco and Berserk now left. Berserk not here with Coco. Coco just putting several shots in over towards the outsiders. You can see them, of course, now rotating up. Andrew, Jess, and Rasta. And then, of course, you got Bob just waiting next to the vehicle, enjoying the loot of the hit that they got there on day. So let's see, will Berserk be able to get any hits in? Coco still trying to tap off a few. Fortunately, the players there from the outsiders have managed to move up right over in the direction where Berserk can, of course, now get an angle on them. But off they go, just quickly flying by. Two more now moving up. Andrew and Jess, of course, successfully making their way through. The next two coming in. We go, Rasta and Bob. Shots flying over towards Rasta. Berserk trying to get those shots in. We might see a beautiful shot from Bob if he takes this gap that he could have there. Berserk, of course, now being focused on vehicles. And we got Mr. Bob right there, making his way around. Not rotating in a vehicle. There we go. Andrew now coming back for some support there. Quickly grabs him and off they go. So the outsiders now moving up once again, but they've in fact moved up right over towards Gun. We've got Vibrant and the team here from the Exiles, of course, now also going at it right here in La Bendita. So you got Hidan getting taken down. Cheddar moving up for the res there. MG and Sorry also closing in. We got Nova and Luffy now trying to push up. Pounds and 6. At the back, we got Odyssey now also coming in. Sorry taking quick few hits there. Sidon getting a beautiful knock. Down goes Sorry. Pounds just quickly stealing the kill there. Well done. So these teams are definitely out for blood now. Let's see. Oh, Gun getting those hits in on Shellshock. We got Odyssey, of course, now closing in. Trying to find the angle, putting some hits in towards Vibrant. And we've got the players there from the Exiles, of course, now caught in the middle of this lovely sandwich. Oh, I think we just saw Shellshock getting sent back to the lobby. Another one from the Exiles getting hit. Vibrant and Luffy. Or Nova and Luffy, rather. Sorry, trying to move up. Oh, there we go. Down goes Hidan. So MG and Cheddar now the last two remaining players left. Vibrant now battling it out with Odyssey. Nova trying to land a few hits. Optic, of course, now just moving up to the side there. Supreme managing it to regain some health. Vindog getting hit in the process. This is a tough one. Wow. You got 13 teams, 44 players still alive. Odyssey, of course, now moving up. Let's see, will MG take the shots here? We got Supreme and Vindog just rolling up. Oh, there we go. Quick hit on Vindog. Down he goes. Supreme goes down as well. Beautiful shooting there. We got Sidon now moving up. Let's see, will MG spot them trying to get those kills in. Quickly moving up into some cover. We got Cheddar also right there with the players from Vibrant. Puts a few hits in. Down goes one of them. Bounds being the one getting taken down. So we got the team here from the Exiles, of course, now battling it out in both directions. Odyssey on the one side, Vibrant on the other. Cheddar gets taken down. Well done to Luffy. Quick Thirst as well. MG, of course, now being the last player left. Let's see, will he be able to make it out successfully? Or will he get taken down by Odyssey? We got Optic moving up. We've seen some great shooting from Optic side as well. Will he get it? MG jumps in the vehicle. He's moving up. Shots flying in, and now we've got Vibrant and Odyssey engaging. Oh, that is a tough one. Will he make it all the way? Optic getting hit as well. Vehicle getting severely damaged. MG managing to escape the vehicle just in time. We got Supreme and Sidon, of course, now trying to start their engagement with the players from Vibrant. Optic, of course, getting knocked out in the process. Let's see the movement of the other teams there. We've got Gun and the Outsiders, of course, also very, very close together. We've got the team from House of Anubis now rotating up along the western side of the zone. Let's see, will Supreme be able to get any hits in on Vibrant, or will he make it out alive? Optic, of course, bleeding out slowly but surely. And Vindog has been sent back already, so Odyssey down to their last two players. But it seems like Sidon is managing to get the res in on Optic. So there is some hope for Odyssey once again. Oh, Gun putting a few hits in towards the Outsiders as Quicky jump up to the Outsiders to see what we got cooking over here. Rasta, of course, being the one that's gone down. We got Jesse right there with Rasta. We got Bob just trying to move around, trying to find the angle, trying to see if he can spot the players from Gun. Right, so Rasta has been rezzed up successfully. No, oh, there's Andrew. Alright, so the whole squad from the Outsiders, of course, just here. Gun moving up slowly but surely, still trying to see if they can find any angles on the players here from the Outsiders. But they, of course, don't want to expose themselves too much, putting themselves in danger. Oh, just getting hit right in the window. Slim tapping away there with the SLR. I think it's going to be interesting to see what Andrew's going to do, because he's right on the left-hand side there. And he might be able to get a little bit of a flank in. Just put himself off on a little angle, just enough there to try and get those hits in on Gun. But you can, of course, see the shots now flying up from the Outsiders over towards Gun. Rasta getting hit once again, and Red Zone now also coming into play. So not only are these teams battling each other, but they are also battling the Red Zone at the same time. The zone has shifted up once again. So now the teams need to start making their way in. We've got Odyssey, of course, already rotating up in towards zone, just passing Minus Generales there, heading up towards the graveyard where we've got the players from Spaza Gaming lying in wait. You've got Temper, of course, just holding on the eastern, well, the northeastern side rather. Let's see, will Spaza Gaming take the engagement here with the players from Odyssey as they now start moving in? There we go, Berserk opening fire right over towards Supreme. Optic just right behind him. Oh, vehicle there from Supreme taking quite a bit of damage. It has been lit on fire. No explosions just yet. Let's see, Sidon managing to roll in with his minibus. So let's see, will we get any more fights? The Spaza Gaming and Odyssey, of course, now about to go at it. You can see the smokes coming up, shots flying right over towards Sidon. Optic just trying to recover some health. We got the players here from Gun also now pushing up straight on towards Temper. Shots flying across. There we go, Nerf's vehicle getting blown up. Down he goes. So we got Risk, Slim, and Pyro. Flacco, of course, just on the side there. Let's see, will they get those hits as they move in? Will Flacco be able to sneak even a few knocks there? We got Mayo, Nukes, and Shady, of course, atop the hill. So no actual reinforcements for Flacco if something were to happen. But it also puts him in a pretty good spot. He might be able to just sneak in a little bit of a surprise attack there. Get the pounds on the gun team. You can also see the players there from Hub over towards the northeast. Not too far away. Oh, there we go. Shots flying in. Risk getting taken down. We got Pyro and Slim, of course, now still left. We got a drop also coming down right there next to them. So Pyro quickly tending to the wounded there. Slim trying to find an angle. It's a pretty good location there by Temper, positioning themselves atop the hill there, right on top of the cliff. And it makes it really hard for the gun players, of course, now to try and get those shots in, as Temper is just out of reach. We've got a few more shots, of course, now going off between Odyssey and the players here from Spaza Gaming. So Coco quickly trying to get the res in on Berserk. We've got Odyssey, of course, just holding up over towards the north of them. So not a lot of space between these teams. And we got the Dragons as well as MEA also fairly close together. And then, of course, Mr. Dizzy right up at the top here with the players there from Exist moving up. Seems like they've spotted some movement or heard the sound. But at the same time, they are also focusing their attention over towards the players there from Hub. So this might be a great opportunity for Dizzy to, of course, now take advantage of this and get those shots in. But we shall see how this unfolds. There we go. So we got Thix now moving up right next to Dizzy. He's about to come in. Shots goes off. Oh, a bit of a delayed reaction there by Dizzy. But down he goes, getting sent back to the lobby. So well done to Exist. Oh, the Dragons also now opening fire on MEA. Several teams, of course, now trying to move up as the zone is about to shift up once again. We got the Exiles still on the outside of zone there. Let's see, will MG be able to make it up in towards zone? We got the players here from Hub now getting targeted by the team there from Exist. Will we see those shots fly across? Will we see some more action between the players from Temper and Gun? Some shots flying up from Clutch's side now. So Exist now all huddled up together right there on the edge of zone. This is a great opportunity for Simp to come in with a few hits. We also have the Dragons rolling up as well, fairly close to them. We got Mr. Briggs right there on the side. The Dragons moving up on their position. Let's see, will they be able to get away, or are they going to try and stay and fight it out with the Dragons? So Sheik now frantically searching the area there, trying to see if he can spot any movement. Just passing his scope over one of the players there from Hub. Ooh, Vibrant closing in on the players there from MEA as well. So got a Hound. Oh, taking a few hits. One hit, and there we go. Down goes Hound. So Simp getting a beautiful hit in. Managing to get the first as well. Sheik now trying to tap off a quick few shots over towards Simp. The vehicle also smoking up quite badly. So the team from Hub slowly but surely trying to close in. Oh, there we go. Temper getting a quick few hits in on the players, of course, now from Exist. They've got a pretty good position. Let's quickly jump over here to the players from Spaza Gaming. See if we got anything happening over here. No, but Gun is getting hit by Temper. So Temper closing the gap bit by bit. Vibrant getting hit by MEA now as well. Yakes and Nova getting taken down. Pyro and Risk, the last two hopefuls left for the Gun team. Temper, of course, taking a quick few shots there as well. Exist now trying to move up. We've got the players here from the Dragons also now closing up on Hub. Simp tapping away. Is he going to get those hits in on Exist? Oh, Vibrant putting those shots into MEA as well. Seems like they're going to start rotating up. So let's quickly try and move up. We get the players there from the Exiles, of course, or player MG managing to make it up into zone successfully. MEA, of course, now with 3 players up and able. Vibrant just below them. trying to get those hits in. We got Hub putting those shots in towards the players there from Exist as well. You can just hear the shots in the background. Oh, there we go. Exist now getting taken by the players there from Temper as they move up. Let's see, will Vibrant get these hits in on MEA? Will MEA get the shots in on Vibrant? Baker now trying to move up. Berserk gets the hit in on Supreme. So a lot of dancing still with the teams here. Dragons just up on the hill, still battling it out. Trying to get the hits in over towards MEA. MEA, of course, taking quick few hits, but they are still battling it out with the players here from Nova. From Vibrant, sorry. Nova right there in front of them, trying to get that angle. Luffy also trying to find the angle. Let's see, we got 6 rotating up as well. MEA putting up a few shots over towards 6 as he's now trying to rotate up in towards zone, which opens the gate for Nova, Pounds, and Fluffy, or Luffy. Let's see, let's see. Oh, there we go, and they decide to pounce. Oh, well done, Odyssey taking out the players there from Spaza Gaming. Gun also right here, still with the Temper team. MEA now getting hit by Vibrant. We got the players here from House of Anubis. As you can see, also just holding up. It seems like Thugger might be AFK. Ooh, MG gets a beautiful hit in as well. We got Mr. Helios now just scanning the area, trying to see if he can find the angle there. We got Vibrant moving up right on the players here from MEA. Down goes Nova, Luffy, and 6 now trying to move up. Will they get the shots in? Well, 6, of course, right off to the side, and Luffy right here with him. Oh, Gun just tapping away at Hub. Down goes Hub. MEA also getting taken down. Oh, MG just ripping it up. So Exist gets taken down. Well done. There we go. Vibrant still taking some shots. 6 now getting knocked. Good. Luffy and Pounds still alive. Pounds quickly trying to get the res in. We got Odyssey also right here with the players there from House of Anubis. In fact, everyone are just holding up on the edge. Very similar zone to what we had in the previous round. MEA getting taken by the blue zone. There we go. So the players from Exist getting sent back to the lobby thanks to the blue zone taking them down. We got Odyssey, of course, not just holding up on the side, and Temper and Gun still battling for control of the hilltop here. We got Flacco still trying to find that angle. Vibrant putting some more hits into MEA. Mayo now trying to move up. We got the Dragons also just on the side of the players here from Gun. So Gun now seem to be left with only Pyro and Risk. MG putting another hit in on the players there from Vibrant. Down goes Pounds. Oh, there we go. So 6 is now the last one left. MG taking down yet another Vibrant player. Let's see, Temper closing up on Gun. There we go. MG gets taken down by 6. Who's going to be the next one to fall? Oh, the outside is getting the hits in on the players from Odyssey. We got Supreme also now seeming like he is the last remaining player. Blue zone, of course, moving up in 15 seconds time. The teams now definitely need to start making their way up. We got Optic fairly low on health. Supreme and just running out in the open. Shots flying in from the outsiders. Down he goes. It's now riding on Optic. Will he be able to get a successful push here? Doesn't seem like he's got much meds left. We got Temper, of course, now moving up as well, putting some hits in towards the Dragons, as well as, oh, Shek getting blown up. There we go. Nukes getting taken down. Vibrant, of course, now moving up as well. Odyssey going up against the outsiders. The Dragons putting some more hits in to Gun. Gun seemed to only have 1 or 2 more left. Risk is the last one. Will he be able to make it? Will he get the hit? Is, of course, now trying to push up. Is he going to rotate for zone? He's got a buggy at his disposal there. We got the outsiders, of course, now tapping away a few shots there. Vibrant also trying to move up. Will they get the hits in? The Outsiders dancing around. House of Anubis putting several shots across over towards the players there from the Outsiders. You can just see them going down. Oh. So House of Anubis and the Outsiders battling out. 4 teams remaining. We've got Vibrant, Outsiders, House of Anubis, and then of course the players there from Temper. Temper also taking quite a bit of damage. We've got Shady just getting rezzed up by Flacco. Everyone now trying to move in. We only have the players from Outsiders in zone. We got House of Anubis trying to really get up into the zone. Not a lot of space left. Temper taking several hits in the process. Flacco now the last one left. Mayo getting thirsted. Outsiders just turning up the pain, putting in hit after hit. Will Flacco find an angle, or is he going to be sent back? We got Vibrant also now closing in on the players there from the Outsiders. House of Anubis haven't moved up much just yet. Zone is going to force them to rotate in the next 20 seconds. Let's see, will they be able to get the hits? Will Flacco be able to find any of the angles there on Rasta? Oh, finds a beautiful one. Well done. Jason Bob now moves up, puts a quick hit into Flacco. He's still got enough health to make it up in towards zone. Vibrant also now putting in a few shots. We got the House of Anubis players also now closing in on the Outsiders. Jess is now the lone survivor. Will he be able to make it? Storm getting a quick hit there on 6. Bob taking a quick hit there on Thugger. We are down to 3 teams. Vibrant, of course, getting taken out in the process. We got the Outsiders, House of Anubis, and then, of course, where did he go? Mr. Flacco. Here we go. So it's a 1v2v3. 6 players, 3 teams. Who will get the chicken? Oh, Flacco gets taken out by a Gren. So the 2 final teams now going at it. A 2v3. We've got Helios and Storm going up against Jess, Rasta, and Bob. Loads of Grens now flying up from the Outsiders. They know that this team can only be in a few spots, and of course sending Grens off in all those directions, trying to lure them out or potentially catch them out in the process. So Storm and Helios just holding up on the side of the wall. The Outsiders now moving up in towards the building, trying to see if they can get any angle on the players. But fortunately for House of Anubis, we have this wall that's that's providing quite a good amount of cover. We got Rasta, of course, now managing to make it all the way up to the top of the building here. Still can't see enough, but they have a good idea of where the team is. Will they be able to find these hits? We got Helios. Oh, Storm nearly running right into that Gren. Fortunately, it was on the opposite side of the wall. Zone, of course, now closing in. Only a few more spots left. Shots, of course, now flying up. A bit of pre-fire from the Outsiders, trying to get those hits in on the House of Anubis. So will they get them in? This is going to be the last fight. Oh, there we go. Rasta now moving up. It is about to go down. Up comes Rasta, risks it, push around the corner and kicks them down. Well done. So there we go, there we have it. What a finish to a match. The Outsiders, of course, getting the chicken dinner there and managing to land themselves with a very comfortable 10 kills. We got the players there from House of Anubis finishing off with 4 in second place. We got Temper going out in third with 4 kills. We got the players from Vibrant in 4th place. We got Gun finishing off in 5th place. Odyssey going out in 6th place. We got the Dragons finishing in 7th. We got MEA in 8th place. We got the Exiles in 9th place. We got the players there from Exist finishing off in 10th. We got the players from Hub in 11th place. Spaza Gaming finishing off in 12th place. ResHaunted in 13th. Shellshock, of course, then going back in 14th place. So there we go. There we have it, Patch. That was a crazy match. I know that you watched all of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm still busy, you know. Thanks for the spoilers. I'm all the way behind with the rest of the guys in chat.
Only 10 minutes behind. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with you in 10 minutes then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's already been spoiled for me because I know who wins.
Yeah, and you've been listening in on everything. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. But that was one crazy match. Yeah, I haven't talked that much in quite a while. Thanks for that, I guess. Did you
no
update
worries,
your map
dude,
at
no
least?
worries.
Did you update your map?
I did, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
yeah.
That's the important part. But yeah, that was one crazy match. Well done, well played to all the teams. Some fantastic shooting there. We of course now getting ready for our third round, which will be on the Miramar map once again. After that, we'll be back with the fourth round on Erangel. But yeah, I think without any further ado, let's get into the highlights. I wasn't able to get many of them, but let's see what there is. There should be one or two. Yeah, there's 5. Okay, all right, let's get into the highlights and then we'll bring you guys back for the third one. Here we go. So this might be a great opportunity for Dizzy to, of course, now take advantage of this and get those shots in. But we shall see how this unfolds. There we go. So we got Thix now moving up right next to Dizzy. He's about to come in. Shots goes off. Oh, a bit of a delayed reaction there by Dizzy, but down he goes, getting sent back to the lobby. So well done to Exist. On the players here from MEA. Down goes Nova, Luffy, and Six now trying to move up. Will they get the shots in? Well, Six, of course, right off to the side, and Luffy right here with him. Oh, Gun just tapping away at Hub. Down goes Hub. MEA also getting taken down. Oh, MG just ripping it up. So Exist gets taken down. Well done. Now seem to be left with only Pyro and Risk. MG putting another hit in on the players there from Vibrant. Down goes Pounds. Oh, there we go. So 6 is now the last one left. MG taking down yet another Vibrant player. Let's see, Temper closing up on Gun. There we go. MG gets taken down by 6. Who's going to be the next one to fall? To make it. Storm getting a quick hit there on 6. Bob taking a quick hit there on Thugger. We are down to 3 teams. Vibrant, of course, getting taken out in the process. We got the Outsiders, House of Anubis. And then, of course, our... Where did he go? Mr. Flacco. Here we go. So it's a 1v2v3. 6 players. 3 teams. Who will get the chicken? Oh, Flacco gets taken out by a Gren. Shots, of course, now flying up. A bit of pre-fire from the Outsiders, trying to get those hits in on the House of Anubis. So will they get them in? This is going to be the last fight. Oh, there we go. Rasta now moving up. It is about to go down. Up comes Rasta, risks it, push around the corner, and kicks them down.
Shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas, oh you meant the world to me.
Changes around like an ocean in my head.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Alright, so we are getting ready for our third map and third match. There we go. So we of course heading straight back to the Miramar map for our third round. Let's see how this goes. We've got Patchy updating he's already updated his match. Welcome back. So you'll hear some more of him as well this round. There we go.
Yay.
Some extra added bonus features there, of course. And yeah, it's going to be a fairly interesting match, this one. The teams, of course, are having warmed themselves up on the previous round. We saw some pretty spicy action there as well. And yeah, I think it's definitely going to be an interesting one for the third one.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has to be. You know, these teams, they're competing very, very head-to-head in a sense. You know, they're very close here. There's a lot of incentive really right now for these teams. You know, they're battling it out, and I'm sure a lot of people will be keeping their eyes on the scoreboard. And if you have a look at it, you can see, you know, these teams are really not so far apart right now. You know, first place and, you know, fifth place, not really too far apart. So these teams really have a lot to fight for here, a lot of incentive to do well. So I'm really hoping that we see them fight as hard as possible just to get these points, because you know, that is what gives us the best viewing experience, really. And we get to see the best PUBG get played, you know, in these situations where there's so much on the line. So I'm really interested to see how this map unfolds, to see what the teams do here. And you can see the flight path taking us there pretty much more or less sort of halfway across the map. So most of the places that the teams want to be dropping is relatively accessible. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah, we've got a few teams already starting to make their way down. We've got the players there from House of Anubis. We've got Hub. We've got the players, of course, now from Gun also heading out. Vibrant heading out. So a big majority of the teams already jumping. They've got the Dragons pushing up straight into Val del Mar. We've got a Gun heading up in towards Monte Nuevo. And then, of course, the House of Anubis players, as well as the team or the player there from Hub, pushing straight down in towards Chumacera. And then, of course, quite a big concentration of teams heading up in towards Los Leones. So we got MEA, we got the players there from Odyssey, as well as Vibrant heading up into the area there. So let's see, we jump over to Mr. Simp here, making his way around, trying to get some loot. And we, of course, have the players right here next to him, the players there from House of Anubis. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one. Seeing, maybe we'll see some clutch plays from Mr. Simp as he makes his way around. We got Gun, well, pretty much sitting very comfortable in Monte Nuevo there. No one really there to contest their position. We got the Exiles, of course, up in Picado. And then, as I mentioned, these three teams up in Los Leones. That being Vibrant, MEA, and Odyssey.
Yeah, definitely a nice sign, a nice way to start things off, because a lot of the problems that come in on this map, especially when you have, you know, 14 teams or around about that sort of a number, becomes difficult to sort of get the fights happening unless you're actually actively seeking them out. Like I said in the previous one, you know, sometimes it's you get a bit too extremes. It's like you either go really hunting or you just sit and do nothing. So it's good to see that there's you know, a lot of teams dropping close by, which is giving good cause for potential fights. So hopefully those come through. You can see Shellshock right up there on with Rez taking a bit of a fight up in Torre.
Yeah, so let's jump up there and see what we got cooking. We got Mr. Cryonics, of course, getting taken down already. We got Cage, Tolu, or what did you say, Kage?
Yeah, Kage.
And Wonder just off in the distance there, just wandering around, making his way, trying to find some weapons, pan in hand. Now let's see, will the players here from Shellshock turn up the heat on Rez? Or will it be the other way around? Will we see Rez turning up the heat on Shellshock?
Well, we're definitely going to have to wait and see on that one. There's definitely going to be some sort of heat getting turned up at some point.
Yep, no, and there's a lot of potential for these fights, of course, the ones that we are busy spectating at the moment, and this fight and the fights over in Los Leones that are bound to break out any time soon, as those players, of course, make their way around and hopefully start bumping into each other.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the case here. You can see that zone being all the way there towards the northwest. It's going to mean that all the teams do have to start pushing, but we are focusing on those fights that are happening at the moment. Shellshock and Rez. Well, looks like Rez is trying to get that push going up towards Shellshock. We'll see if it pays off. Oh, and they're spotted out. Nice stuff. Rez really putting the shots in right now, making sure they are finding as much as possible. This is quite good. This is quite good. I like to see it. Kage gonna get taken down. Shellshocked, leaving themselves not in such a good position. They're gonna be fighting to stay alive right now, just zooming their way out, trying to stay alive. So they're on 2 players remaining now. So not the best spot to be in, but at least they make it out alive for the moment.
Yeah, managing to escape in one piece, and that at the end of the day is kind of what you want. You know, if you do decide to rather fall back and move out, you want to move out with as little, with as little casualties as possible. And unfortunately, they did lose the 2 players in the process. But yeah, we'll see now what's going to happen here for Mr. Simp. He doesn't have a lot of options at the moment.
Yeah.
He is going for the prone method. So let's see if that pays off. We got the players there from House of Anubis, of course, now closing in. We got Storm and Thugger just in the distance. We got Pronto and Helios up atop the hill. So let's see what is going to happen. Thugger and Storm, of course, making their way through the compound here, getting some loot.
You know what we haven't seen in quite some time?
Flings.
We haven't seen, well, not only that, but we haven't seen someone pull off the hide and seek sort of vibe that we got in that one match a little while ago. But that one guy just sat in a bush and just he was not found that whole time. We haven't seen anything like that for quite some time, and I'm kind of sad because that was amazing.
Yeah, Mr. Bush. He just wow, he pulled that one off amazingly. That was a great move, I must say.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about luck, that is definitely what I would define as luck.
Or is it big brain? It's just mega mind.
Call it mega mind luck.
Yeah.
Well, we've got the players here from Rez. They are now searching for Shellshock. You can see Thrax and Psycho Wolf moving up together, and of course Dizzy and Paul G. So they've split up, trying to cover as much ground as they can, you know, while still having a little bit of backup there. And we've got Mr. Chronix and Wonder. They've now managed to join up again, moving up bit by bit, but they haven't been able to escape the team from Rez just yet.
Yeah, I like the fact that Rez have gone hunting for this one. I think it's a good move. You know, if you're chasing down a team and you know they're still close by, go hunting for them, because ultimately they're trying to escape, so their mind is not in sort of engage mode. They're not really going to come out on top. So if you just keep pushing, you might still be able to get ahead of them. But it looks like Shellshock are a little bit further ahead in terms of their flight, their fight or flight. They're definitely choosing flight on this one, trying to get out as soon as possible. Just trying to stay quick on their feet, make sure they don't get caught out. So there looks like they're going to be able to get out safely. Rest of the teams making their way up into that zone. You can see still a couple of teams just lagging behind, a lot of them just surrounding Los Leones. Nothing too crazy going on, but they should bump into one another relatively soon if they all start moving into the zone at the moment.
We got Baker and Yakes, of course, fairly close in Miramar terms. Too Vibrant here, just down the hill. And let's see, are they going to decide to move up? Are they going to decide to go elsewhere? I think only time will tell. We will keep an eye on the kill feed, and we're just quickly now watching the rotation of the teams as they start making their way in. So you got the players there from Shellshock just moving a little bit further away from Rez, but still not rotating up in towards zone. In my opinion, would have been the opportune moment to make the push all the way up in towards zone, get away in towards safety, and it seems like that is exactly what Shellshock is now starting to do. We also have the players there from Exist closing in on the Dragons, and we also have Odyssey moving closer towards the players here from House of Anubis. So you got Helios already changing his scope over towards Odyssey as they of course now try and rotate. Let's see, will they find any angles? Will they find the teams and get those shots in?
Yeah.
Well, firstly he finds the tree, so you know.
Yes.
That's one thing in the. Yeah, Helios is now trying to move up. Let's see, is he going to try and get to some higher ground? Nope, finds another tree.
Well, I mean that is one thing you can find,
yes,
you know, amongst the many other things, you know, that is there.
Yeah, well, some well placed trees along the way there, and of course, Mr. Helios managing to find a few of them. As he rotates up, we got Pronto still holding back, and we see the team here from Odyssey now closing up on the players, of course, they're from the Exiles. Ooh, that was a weird one. Let's see, will Optic get hit? We got Sorry and Cheddar just holding off out in the middle of nowhere, kinda. Odyssey rotating up just over towards their northwest. So let's see what's going to happen. Will they spot the players? Well, there's potential for a fight here. Let's see. Well, we got Mr. Sidon and teammate just making their way. They seem quite hungry. They are scouring the area. They're trying to find a potential spot where they could bump into someone, but also at the same time using the terrain as some pretty good cover while they are busy making their rotations. You know, so they don't put themselves at too much of a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, thanks Andre Fredericks for the super chat. Much appreciated. I just have to mention that.
Yeah.
That's an important one. Thank you so much, dude.
Yeah. Fair enough. In any case, we're going to be looking at the teams moving in. A lot of them have actually pushed their way in towards the central part of the zone here. And despite the fact that the zone hasn't closed in yet, a lot of them are sitting, you know, right here towards the middle. So interesting that they would sort of choose that setup. A lot of the time we see the teams, you know, staying along the outskirts of the zone, but at this time they're just heading right towards the middle, and that's great for us because that means they're almost certainly going to find one another at some point. So yeah, now we're just waiting for them to get closer to find one another and start taking the fights. You can see Vibrant is quite close there to Spaza Gaming, and you can see a couple of teams clustered around the center. Of course, Dragons there with, I believe, Exist. We've got House of Anubis just below some of the other teams there. We've got Odyssey, MEA, Exile's Gun, Temper. And I'm really keeping my eye on Temper, Gun, and Exile specifically because if you have a look at the standings, these teams are really, really close, and they're going to be fighting super, super hard to start getting into the sort of top echelons because not much points are actually separating them right now, and they're going to want to get as many as possible. So that means they're going to be wanting the kills and the placements.
But also the players from the Outsiders as well. You know, they did place... I think it is the Outsiders, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check it. Yeah, it is the Outsiders because they, of course, placed very well in the previous match.
Yeah,
you know, and that put them up into third place, moving the Exiles down to fourth place. So, yeah, it's a very close fight for the top four spots there. And I mean, any changes in the match could, you know, definitely make a change in the standings.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is our second last week, so you know. There's not a lot of opportunities left to make a change, and we got the players here from MEA, of course, now moving up on the team there from Odyssey. So let's see what is going to happen. Will we see some action? We've got the players, of course, from Odyssey currently sitting in 9th place, and the players there from MEA, they're sitting in 6th place. Ooh, Vindog with a cheeky knock there on Baker.
Yep, some good snipies doing the work. Never saying that again. But in any case, we're going to see ourselves with 14 teams, 51 players. The teams retaining their resilience as usual, moving their way in, of course, the zone, hitting there on towards the western portion of the playable area, and hopefully not going towards the unplayable area, which we saw last time. And well, not last time, but somewhat recently, at least in recent memory.
Yes.
A lot of the teams moving in, but no one really clashing just yet, although they are moving their way up closer towards the east of the zone there.
And we might see maybe the first few shots now starting to fly between the players here from the outsiders and, of course, the team. Oh, yeah, you can just hear those shots. The team there from Exist as they move in. We got Flame atop the hill. We also have the players from Odyssey now rotating in on the eastern side.
Ooh, they're moving straight up towards Exist.
Yeah, they're pushing up right past the drop. Up they come, moving in. We got Mr. Thix and the whole squad just here welcoming them with open barrels. Oh, nice. Down goes Supreme. Sidon goes down as well. Vindok now the last hopeful left. Will he be able to escape? Well, he's the last hopeful for the players that we have right here. Optic, of course, also still elsewhere on the map. So he's decided to rotate up the other way around, and the outsiders now starting their engagement as well, putting a few shots over towards Exist. So let's see, will Vindog be able to clutch this, or will we see Optic sneak up from behind and get a few hits in on the outsiders?
Yeah, we will see. That was a very unfortunate situation for Odyssey. They're just moving right up into the clash between two teams, and now Vindog is actually getting hit, just tickled by the outsiders. They're just one by one, the shots coming in, hit, and Vindog is going to get knocked. They'll probably move up on him pretty soon, just cleaning him up, taking him out, leaving Optic all alone. And we'll see if the outsiders do decide to move in on Exist, or if Exist decides to pull the trigger on them. You can see some shots already going down. No one else really close enough to make any substantial moves, so we're just going to be watching and waiting here to see if Exist decided to move up, or if they decide to take the fight. We'll see. We will see. We have 14 teams, 48 players still remaining. Well, the zone just getting smaller and smaller, bit by bit, waiting to push these teams up closer and closer. The outsiders now gonna get a few hits.
Well, we have another potential fight maybe about to break out between Spaza Gaming, Vibrant, and a Hub. As they also now starting to converge on this part of the map here. Moving in, we got Mr. Simp making a quick dash for it there, heading up. We got Vibrant, of course, just over towards the north of his position. And then, of course, the players there from Spaza Gaming just over towards the northeast. So it's going to be an interesting one to see. We got Nova just casually strolling away there in his in the buggy. You know, in no major rush. It's just like, nah, I got it. You know, like, and the zone the zone is getting close to that unplayable nonsense it had in one of the previous rounds that we watched as well. We got the Exiles, of course, now right here next to Vibrant. Vibrant, of course, now just pulling up. We got Sorry just trying to scout it out. Let's see, will he spot the movement there from Vibrant, or will they potentially spot him?
Yeah, we'll see. You can see Vibrant, Exiles, and Spaza Gaming quite close. Spaza did take a couple of hits from Exiles, now looking in that position, but the zone is going to be dropping towards the east, so thankfully not on towards that horrible unplayable terrain there. Not going to happen again this time, but we still have 14 teams and 48 players that need to put themselves inside the zone, which means they're going to be fighting for those spots, and that means we're going to see quite a lot of fighting over the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, no, it is going to be a crazy one just looking at where these teams are, how they are positioned, and the amount of space that we got left, man, yeah, we are in for some spicy action. We got Flame, of course, now just keeping a watch for eye, checking that the western side of their position is clear. There's no one there, but as we can see on the map, we've got a few teams over towards the west. But the immediate west is it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. All the teams managing to find their way inside the zone, sort of just sitting relatively comfortable at the moment. They all managed to slot into their own spaces. We only pretty much have the House of Anubis, who still needs to make their way just inside, and then of course Simp, who has managed to stay alive for all this time, all by his lonesome, from beginning all the way up till now. We'll see how long he can last. You can see Shellshock also just making their way around and down slowly but surely. The zone not threatening just yet, although it will quite soon, so they're going to have to make their way down. Everyone else sitting inside that zone, we're waiting for them to start contesting for the limited space, which is of course remaining.
Yeah, we got Mr. Optic, of course, they're having a bit of a dumpster dive. We got the Dragons rotating up past the players here from Reds. So let's see, will they take the shots? The Dragons, of course, now quickly splitting up. We got Nero and Dan on the one side. We got Shek and Blade on the other. We got Dizzy now trying to get an angle on them. Will he be able to get it? Oh, Shek is running out in the open, trying to get a shot, but Dizzy lands the head in on Shek. Well done. Oh, we got Nova also managing to get a hit in on Zane. So we've got a few shots now flying all over the place. Dizzy getting hit. Now shots coming in from Nero and Dan's side as well.
Yeah, a couple of fights breaking out towards the south of El Pozo. You can see Vibrant just moving up there. Exiles and Gun quite close. House of Anubis moving up as well. Up towards the north there, you can see Rez and the Dragons, and of course Shellshock moving in behind them. You can see Exist off to the side as well, as Gun is now taking some shots. You can see, yeah, north and south are kind of split now. They just got their own separate fights going on.
And of course we got Mr. Optic just there in his dumpster, just chilling.
Survival.
Yeah. Dumpster diving is the name of the game. Let's jump over to Vibrant there, of course, now coming in from the southern side, closing up on the players there from the Exiles. We got Temper, as you mentioned, over towards the northeast. We got Gun over towards the northwest, and then of course we got the House of Anubis players just over towards the west. So 5 teams just over here, shots flying all over the place. Oh, House of Anubis comes in, gets a beautiful shot in on Nova. He goes down as well, back to the lobby. Down goes Pounds. Gun putting a few hits now in. We got 6 and Luffy now just quickly trying to escape up into safety. Will they make it? They are getting pinned down whatsoever, or ever so slightly whatsoever. Whatever, it's a long day. Okay, we got Mr. Pronto now training his AK over towards the team there from Vibrant. Let's see if we can jump up to Gun as well. Gun also probably trying to find a few angles. Ooh, the Dragons, there we go. Let's jump there. Got action. Ooh, Simp goes down. So Hub has been sent back to the lobby.
It was bound to happen sometime.
Yes.
But, well, now we have the teams on the south there moving towards the zone, which has landed towards the southeast. All the teams going to be making their way up very, very quickly, which leaves the teams in the north to make their way down slowly. And this could be a dangerous position, because moving your way into a zone like this is a really smart play. You get yourself free real estate, basically. Obviously, you could end up landing up with somebody who takes a quick fight against you to fight for the space. But then ultimately, if you land up winning, then you have the spot. And the people who rotate in late are going to meet a lot of resistance. Right now, you can see the Exiles moving in. Vibrant going to be putting in quite a few hits. The Exiles moving right into the center of the zone, putting themselves in a little bit of a predicament, because Temper and MEA are both surrounding them. You can see the shots going off already.
Yeah, and we've got Gun now pulling up on Nukes. Nukes gets a quick hit in on Mr. Slim there. Let's see, will he be able to get any more hits in? As Gun now start rotating up, we've got the Dragons also not too far away. Here we go. Nerf also right there. This is going to be a bit of a tough one, and it seems like the remainder of Tempo, well, rather Flacco, is now falling back, providing a little bit of cover here. The Dragons also getting hit by Shellshock. Now Shady puts that hit in. Oh, nukes.
Yeah. This is the risk. This is the risk of rotating in a little bit late or potentially too much. You can see some good shots going in there, knocking out some of those players there from Gun. Tempo right here. Dragons moving down. Shellshock a little bit split up. Teams still moving down in from the north. A bit of space to utilize. Exile's got themselves right in the center. Spaza Gaming right towards the south. We've got Outsiders right towards the north. We've got Odyssey, Shellshocked, Dragons, Gun, and Tempo all the way towards the west. We've got House of Anubis rotating down just off the south, going towards the western portion as well. MEA towards the east. So we've got still 13 teams and 44 players. They've managed to survive quite long. Ooh.
Dragons gets the hit in on Rez. Well done. Dizzy's still alive, still moving. He's trying to move up, trying to get away. Oh, and down he goes. Well done.
Yeah, and that new zone has now landed all the way towards the western portion of that playable area. That's going to mean that the team's got to rotate in once again, but to fit 12 teams and 39 players into this area is not going to be easy. Now, you can already see that all those teams that were clustered up towards the west are inside the zone already, so they can just duke it out with one another. The rest of those teams need to make their way in quite quickly, otherwise they're going to have a difficult time getting in.
Yeah, it will definitely be quite a challenge for these teams to make it up into a zone successfully. And you can see several of the teams now trying to come in. Shots, of course, now flying off in all directions. Oh. MEA gets a quick hit as they try and rotate up. Gets the pounce on Mr. Six. Panda now trying to fly up. All the teams pushing up into El Pozo right here. So that is definitely going to be an interesting one. Down goes Panda. Oh, man. Shots upon shots upon shots. Tempo, Gun, Outsiders, Dragons. We got SS, we got Odyssey. Everyone just putting in their little bit of work. And it's more or less a battle of who can... It's more or less a thing of who can land the last hit.
Yeah.
Because there's so many teams engaging. You just kind of need to place your shot at the right time to get the kill. You know, and steal that away. We got MEA, of course, now just getting hammered by the players here from House of Anubis. But Vile putting some great shots in. Taking down Thugger and Helios in the process.
Yeah, I mean, right now we have so many players from different factions operating in this portion, this western portion of the zone. You can see they're all occupying these buildings. So you can see Tempa on one side, Dragons on the other side of the different warehouse. You can see Gun just across the way in their own building. You can see a Cryonics off towards the side, Optic off towards the side as well. Outside is just outside of that compound. And of course, House of Anubis also towards the outside of that compound. The rest of the teams are making their way around this open field area here, which is closing in swiftly. You can see Exiles just hovering up there up the hill. You can see Exist moving down. MEA and Spaza Gaming already in the open fields there, smoking themselves out for cover as that blue zone swiftly makes its way in, pushing those teams closer and closer and closer. And Exist, they're going to have a difficult time of moving up on this one because SG is right here and the shots going through, you can see immediately wiping them out.
And we got the Exiles really banking on, banking on this one as the teams now start taking several hits. Blue zone coming into play. You can, of course, just see them taking shots all over the place. Spaza Gaming also taking several hits from all over. Gun, House of Anubis, everyone just like contributing to the fight. We got Tempo also taking quite a bit of quite a few hits here in the process. Oh, there we go. Gun putting a quick few shots in towards the players here from MEA. We got the Dragons now closing up on Tempo. Shots upon shots upon shots upon shots.
Yeah. Yeah, and right now it's
there's
quite
some shots
tight.
as well.
Yeah, they are. You can see now Outsiders moving up very quickly on towards MG, who has to respond to this very quickly. Ooh, Outsiders taking down MG super quick. That's going to put Exiles in a difficult spot, and it is to be expected that they would be in such a spot because without cover, they're going to have to fight out here towards the open, and you can see the fights are coming in. Exiles putting the shots in, the Outsiders trying to fight back.
And the Dragons also putting in. Wow.
Yeah, Exist gets taken out, which is inevitable in that scenario. They have to get wiped out, else they cause so much chaos. MEA still alive, but House of Anubis now rotating in to try and get something done. The teams up here, Dragons moving in on Temper as well, colonizing their warehouse, taking them out. Dragons doing a little bit of... not too sure what that was. But now the blue zone moves in once again, forcing Gun out into the open here. They move. Shellshock going to try and get some hits in. Ooh, Odyssey. Flinging them, smashing them, crushing them with the cars. Exiles trying to get the hits in. They're not going to survive for very much longer. The Outsiders now towards the outside of the zone. Gun on the other side. House of Anubis right here in the center. We have 4 teams remaining here. And 10 players now in the zone with very, very little cover. Oh, and there goes MEA. That's 3 teams now remaining.
We got
Not
8.
an easy position.
Yeah, not an easy position, definitely. And we've got 8 teams. We still have the Outsiders on a full squad. While they are really dominating this match as well. They're really pushing hard to move up, you know, that scoreboard. And what a beautiful, beautiful play it is, you know, to see from their side. We've got Gun still left with their 2. We've got the House of Anubis down with their last 2. Down goes Helios. Well, nearly that vehicle explosion doing quite a considerable amount of damage to him. We're just waiting now for Storm to get up in towards zone. Are they going to choose to rotate up? Down goes Storm. Helios managing to heal up. Gun creeping in slowly but surely. The Outsiders just tapping away relentlessly at the players. Now it's riding on Mr. Risk here. Is he going to try and get the res in on Nerf? Will he be able to pull it off? Will Helios be able to survive in zone for long enough? We shall see. The Outsiders, of course, now moving in. You can see Rasta coming up from the side here.
Yeah, that zone moving in again to make things quite a lot tighter. Risk's gonna take down Storm. That's gonna leave Helios alone. He gets naded out. Gun is now getting assaulted by Outsiders. Oh.
Wow. Wow. What a finish once again. We got the Outsiders managing to come in and claim themselves the chicken dinner once more. Wow, beautiful work there. The Outsiders, of course, finishing their play off there on 12 kills. You got Gun finishing off with 4 kills in 2nd place. House of Anubis going out in 3rd place with 3 kills. MEA finishing off in 4th place. We got Temper in 5th. We got the Exiles finishing off in 6th place. Odyssey in 7th. Shellshock in 8th place. The Dragons going out in 9th place. We got the players there from Exist finishing off in 10th place. Then, of course, we got Spaza Gaming in 11th. Vibrant in 12th place. And then, of course, the team from ResHaunted in 13th. And Mr. Simp there from Hub finishing off in 14th place. So once again, a beautiful game, a beautiful finish, and a very, very tough one, might I add. I mean, but well done to the Outsiders. They've really been putting up quite the fight, quite the form as well. You know, giving these teams some real tough luck when it comes to the lobbies, and they are really, really fighting, you know, to place themselves at the top of the leaderboard, and it is showing, you know.
Yeah, they're really pushing hard for this one, and they're really getting the results that they want as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, well played to them. A really, really good showing here, and I'm keen to see the next one.
Yeah. All right. So without any further ado, let's jump up into the highlights for the 3rd round, and we're gonna get the 4th one underway. We'll of course then bring you back once everything is done and sorted. So we shall see you back momentarily. There we go. All right.
Dragons, Gun, and Temper all the way towards the west. We've got House of Anubis rotating down just off the south going towards the western portion as well, MEA towards the east. So we've got still 13 teams and 44 players. They've managed to survive quite long. Ooh.
Dragons gets the hit in on Rez.
Western portion as well, MEA towards the east. So we've got still 13 teams and 44 players. They've managed to survive quite long. Ooh.
Dragons gets the hit in on Rez. Well done. Dizzy's still alive, still moving. He's trying to move up, trying to get away. Oh, and down he goes. Well done. Dragons also putting in. Wow.
Yeah, Exist gets taken out, which is inevitable in that scenario. They have to get wiped out, else they cause so much chaos. MEA still alive, but House of Anubis now rotating in to try and get something done. The teams up here, Dragons moving in on Temper as well, colonizing their warehouse, taking them out. Dragons doing a little bit of... not too sure what that was. But now the Blue Zone moves in once again to try and get some hits in. Ooh, Odyssey. Flinging them, smashing them, crushing them with the cars. Exile's trying to get the hits in. They're not going to survive for very much longer. The Outsiders now towards the outside of the zone. Gun on the other side. House of Anubis right here in the center. We have 4 teams remaining here. And 10 players now in the zone with very, very little cover. Oh, and there goes MEA. That's 3.
To survive in zone for long enough. We shall see. The Outsiders, of course, now moving in. You can see Rasta coming up from the side here.
Yeah, that zone moving in again to make things quite a lot tighter. Risk's gonna take down Storm. That's gonna leave Helios alone. He gets naded out. Gun is now getting assaulted by Outsiders. Oh.
They...
stars, get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. Now you wanna see me fall. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it up, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, oblivion. Oh, going fall into oblivion. Fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, I'm going in.
Real love, now I see you. Yeah, you know I do to make it through the times we had. I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show. Yeah, somewhere deep inside of you, I know you want me to. You're just afraid to say. Real love, now I see you, and I'll make it through to find the life that we once had. I see it now, I feel it now. Real love, now I see you, yeah, you know I do to make it through the times we had. I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Right, so we're getting into our fourth and final round for our week 3 of the Pro Series. So, yeah, Patchy, I think this is definitely going to be an interesting one. We've seen some great aggression and some great and interesting plays from the teams in the previous 3 rounds. And just based on that, I think it's going to be absolutely insane in this last one. We are back on the Wrangle map, of course, once again. So, yeah, I think it's definitely going to make things fairly interesting.
Yeah, I certainly think so. Obviously, you know, like I said, a lot of these teams are really, really pushing for, you know, for those points to move up the lobby. And we've seen that quite especially from the outsiders who've been doing a really, really good job of just moving their way up, pushing for those points, getting as much as they can. Because right now, every single point counts. You know, every single point counts. There's every point that you can get is another step closer to moving your way up that leaderboard, and obviously that matters. You know, at the end of the day, that's exactly what you're looking for. So we're definitely going to be seeing some more. You know, it's the final match. That's usually the spiciest one of the lot. You know, teams get their final chance to put in points for the evening. So, yeah, let's get into it. You can see that flight path going right there from the Sosnovka military base all the way up to George. So, spicy.
Yeah. So, once again, some nice spots for the teams to start dropping down into. And, of course, the flight path this round, of course, being more focused towards the western side. So it does take away a little bit, you know, from the eastern side there, limiting the positions where the players can, of course, then move into. But it'd be interesting to see whether or not we see some players moving up in towards the Yasnaya Severny area there. Also, maybe even shelter or prison, you know, depending on which way around they go. But at the moment, it seems like we've got quite a few teams now starting to push right up in towards the military base.
Yeah, I like.
So we got Gun, the House of Anubis, we've got Spaza Gaming, we've got the players from Tempa. So 4 teams touching down on the military base. And the remainder of the teams, of course, now making their way up. Gun heading off into their usual spot, being over towards Quarry side there. So you got Risk and Nerf just jumping out a little bit early. But let's jump up to Tempa as they are right there with the players, of course, now from Spaza Gaming. So let's see what will unfold as these teams now start pushing. And they land right next to each other.
Yeah,
good.
We will see.
We got Coco already pushing up right up onto the top spot. Holding up right on top of the scaffolding here. Putting himself in a pretty good spot to get a beautiful angle on the players, of course. But now there's quite some distance to cover to get back down all the way. We got Deity and the remainder of the squad, of course, now closing in. Let's see, we got Chris rotating off to the side there to try and get a better angle on the Temper team.
Yeah, waiting for those shots to go off. Meanwhile, the rest of the map is, well, it's being somewhat utilized. Some of the teams now dropping into those hotspots. Outsiders are going to start putting the hits in. You can see there towards Rozok as the outsiders land there with a res. It's going to be a little bit of a battle as they make their way up there. Vibrance heading down to school, as well as Exiles there in Pachinki. So at least they have gotten to those classical hot spots, comfortable zones, you know, typical areas. You can see Odyssey and Dragons down there in South George. You can see Exist just spread down around the Gatka and Hospital. Quarry, you got Gun just hanging around the... Well, of course, those 2 teams sitting on top of each other in that military base. And then, of course, all the way on the other side is, of course, House of Anubis in Novo.
The Nova crates.
That one.
That's the easy version.
Yeah, but I mean, that's too easy. It's not fun enough.
Right, so Spaza Gaming, of course, now starting to close in on Temper. Shady getting taken down by Coco. We got Berserk now rushing the building. Up he comes, tries to put the shot straight over towards Flacco. They're moving up to the top floor. Oh, down goes Mayo. Beautiful shooting by Berserk. Wow. Spaza Gaming not wasting any time. Deity getting a quick hit in on nukes as well. Oh, Temper taking hit after hit after hit. Up comes Shady. Gets a beautiful knock. Wow. Berserk and Deity both go down. Up comes Chris and sends him to the lobby. Well done.
Yeah, some lovely early aggression coming out from Spaza Gaming there. Really, really nice to see. It's exactly what we're looking for. The aggression will continue. Outsiders and Rez still going at it up there in Rozhok, trying to take one another out. This is the kind of early aggression that I always like to see. You know, it gives us some spicy stuff to watch in the beginning. And of course, going for those frags is super important. You're going to see Rez going to take a couple of hits.
Well, that was a beautiful push by Andrew. I mean, Paul G was still trying to figure out where the shots are coming from. And next moment, you know, he hits the deck, gets sent back to the lobby. And just like that, it is nearly done for the players there from Resurrection.
Yeah, Psycho Wolf is the last one left alive. He's just chilling in the red zone at the moment, trying to stay alive. Outsiders, they do have a player towards that area, but I think they'll probably pull him out. Vibrant still sitting in the school. Chinky's still occupied by the Exiles, and of course that zone being all the way to the western side is going to mean that a lot of those teams are still sitting quite happily inside the zone. The rest of the teams, of course, being Shellshock, Spaza Gaming, and House of Anubis, they do need to make their way up, but not anytime soon. They still got a bit of time. Blue zone has yet to move in. You can see Odyssey and the Dragons still just hovering around South George.
You can see that I think that the players from Odyssey, they've spotted the movement here from the Dragons, because every now and again you see them, you know, just looking off in the direction of the players here from the Dragons. And the Dragons at the moment risking it, you know, running out in the open, but they do have, you know, some hard cover between them and the players from Odyssey. So that does count in their favor ever so slightly. So you got 12 teams left. And hopefully we're going to see some action. We might see a potential fight break out between the players there from Vibrant and the Outsiders, of course. But the Outsiders are really, really thirsty, and they're really pushing their hardest to make it all the way through, you know, and get back into that chicken spot once again for the third round.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way you do it. You know, you keep pushing, you know, you play as hard as you can, you do the best that you can. And, you know, it pays off. It pays off. And Outsiders, it's really been paying off for them. They've been doing really, really well. Let's see if they can keep it up. Vibrant just chilling around school as the Outsiders slowly make their way down. Might just run into them. We'll see if they do. And we'll see if that fight ensues anytime. Dragons now moving down outside as well. Odyssey sort of following along the trail. 2 of the Dragons players up and 2 of the Dragons players down. So we'll see if they get split up by the Odyssey team, or if the Odyssey team is pincer attacked by their two-man squads there.
Yeah, I guess only time will tell us which way around it is going to happen. But it seems like we've got Odyssey doing a bit of exploration as well. We have Supreme, of course, up in hospital at the moment. We got Sidon, Vindok, and Optic just to the north of his position. They are quite spread out, so if the Dragons do decide to go for a, you know, a pincer attack, it might end up to, you know, being a little bit tough there for the players for Odyssey to, you know, really bring in the support and, you know, provide the cover for their teammates.
Yeah, we will see if it plays out that way. Of course, Vibrant and Odyssey just dancing quite close to one another. Those 2 separate little installations, their little establishments, not too crazy, but now the Dragons making their way down. They might just decide that taking this fight is not too good, so looks like they'll be making their way out, just repositioning themselves. Of course, the zone has yet to move in too threateningly, so we still have a bit of time for these teams to move around. You can see Shellshock and Spaza Gaming still happily outside there, along with House of Anubis. But Gun have taken up quite an interesting position here, camping the bridge, and they might just capitalize off it.
Well, we've got Vibrant on the move there, rotating up, as well as the Dragons. So we might see a fight break out between the players there from Exist and the Dragons, and then a potential one between the Exiles and Vibrant. But it, of course, now depends on where Vibrant is going to go. And it seems like they might be heading up straight over towards the players from Exist, or even the Dark Dragons.
Yeah. We'll see. Vibrant actually moving their way in quite quickly. Could move up right on the position of Exist, so we could find ourselves in a nice little spot with the Dragons, Exist, and Vibrant. If they move up far enough, you can see Exiles quite spread out, mostly separated between Pachinki and, of course, Horus, who's out here towards Gadka. Might just call him back. He's doing a little bit of scouting. Might have sniffed out there are, in fact, 3 teams that are now sitting here towards the Gadka area.
Oh, let's see. Will Psycho Wolf take this fight? Yes, he tries. Puts a quick few hits in towards the Outsiders. He's, of course, the last one left for his team. Gets the knock on Jess. Now it is up to Rasta and the remaining players from the team there. Oh, down goes Jess. Rasta moving up Andrew and Bob as well.
Yeah, this is some good stuff coming out here from Psycho Wolf. He's really putting those hits in, and he's managed to get another one down. And I mean, he goes for the thirst as well, which is really, really going to help him. It really denies the ability of the Outsiders to res their teammates. So they're really going to have to move up on him quickly and take him out, else he could do quite a bit of damage there. He's only one player, of course, all the rest of the players having been taken out earlier. It's just Psycho Wolf trying to enact some sort of vengeance, trying to get some kills in. He's already got one, trying to look for some more.
And Psycho Wolf really putting up quite the fight. He's not, you know, he is in a pretty tough position there. It's not ideal, you know, for especially for a solo player. You know, but he's not giving up. He's trying to, you know, get those shots in regardless, you know, and making life for the Outsiders just a little bit more complicated.
Yeah. And I mean, not only that, but, you know, if you're talking about the team that's really been pushing for those chickens, you know, Outsiders is really trying to get as many points as they can. So if you're one player and you can throw a spanner in towards that plan and really just mess it up, you are doing a lot of damage. You know, that's you're seriously maximizing the amount of impact that you have in the game as a solo player. You know, you could do pretty much anything you want. You could give up, whatever the case is. But if you fight and succeed against one of the top teams that is really pushing for the wins right now, that is a disruptive move if I've ever seen one. And he's going to be taking another fight, but finally he goes down.
But it would have been interesting to see, though, you know, if Psycho Wolf was able to manage, you know, the wipe on the Outsiders. They would have been, you know, all the other remaining teams would have been, you know, super grateful for that. You know, because now they have a little bit of a chance, you know, potentially moving up. And the gun, of course, now really just banking on their position right here on the bridge, getting a beautiful few hits on the House of Anubis players. Yeah. And I think they're down to their last 2. They are now turning around, heading off to the other bridge, rather, deciding that maybe it wasn't the best idea, you know, to try and cross the western bridge. But, you know, the eastern bridge is in the blue zone, so are they going to try and, you know, push their luck, make it all the way through? Or are they going to, you know, rather opt for a bit of a swim? We also have Optic there from Odyssey, of course, now moving up on the Dragons. So he is now trying to sneak in, trying to get a quick few hits in, maybe. But it seems like he's decided that it's maybe not worth it risking it all by himself. So I think our main thing to watch out for this round is how far the Outsiders are going to make it. You know, are they going to make it up into chicken pole position once again? Or are they going to get taken down, you know, before that? We got Spaza Gaming as well now putting a few shots over towards Shellshock. So let's see what is going to happen. Will they be able to get it? Oh, Chris trying to get a quick few shots in there as well. But Shellshock managing to get just over the rise or over the ridge. And of course now Spaza Gaming is in the red zone. So it might change things up. Yeah, it could be quite fun. Quite a big lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, we have 11 teams, 41 players. Blue Zone finally moving its way in, just really encouraging those players to make their way around. House of Anubis did decide to take the Eastern Bridge out, so they are chancing they'd rather their chances in the Blue Zone than against the Gun, who are bridge camping that one. So I think that's a bit of a safer decision. In any case, the rest of the team is going to be making their way up in towards the zone, but you can see a lot of those teams now just just hovering around one another. You can see the Dragons right next to Exist, who's right on top of Vibrant, as the Shellshock make their way past as well. We'll see if they get clashing there.
Well, there's a potential now for Vibrant to start taking a few shots at Exist, but also, you know, the other way around as well. And then we've got Tia just holding off in the distance. You're already moving up into position now, waiting for the remainder of the team to just join up. We got the Outsiders not too far away. We just saw them rendering in, so they're of course over at the ruins. So this could definitely turn out to be quite an exciting match. Will we see Exist get those hits on the Outsiders, or will the Outsiders get up in towards chicken position again? I think that would be the first time for the season that we've seen a team dominate, you know. In fact, already they've already been the first team to dominate more than one match.
Yeah, I guess it has been quite some time since we've seen something like that. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue to push and make that a reality. We'll see. Of course, Exist is up there across from them, so they could take this fight up in here, but there are a couple of teams that are very, very close by that could capitalize on that sort of position. So Outsiders need to be very careful with who they pick a fight with and where.
Mm.
The teams could make their way in. You can see House of Anubis finally making their way outside of the blue zone, but the shots are actually coming down now. You can see Exist and the Outsiders just exchanging a couple of shots, testing the waters before anything crazy happens. A lot of teams very, very close, but nobody getting too excited just yet, waiting for that blue zone to come in just to really just push them in towards the right direction. Obviously, no one wants to make any crazy movements and then get caught out. So, you know, playing it a bit passively right now is pretty much the way to go. You can see Gun rolling up on the drop, which has just landed up there just next to Hospital. So they're going to get their stuff upgraded, hopefully for them, of course. We'll see if that helps them out. Obviously, they've been trying to push for the points, been relatively unsuccessful, but this is a final chance for the evening to get those points in.
Yeah, and we got MEA taking a few hits now from Odyssey side. Odyssey, of course, putting those hits in from, you know, the George crates. So Panda now quickly getting raised up. Vindog being quite aggressive today, I must say.
Yeah, and he sort of needs to be as well, because that's how you get the points. You know, it's risky, but when you're in a position where you have one match left or a couple of matches left and you need to get a lot of points in, you have to get aggressive. You have to take those risks because, you know, it can pay off big time. You know, and that's just the gamble that you've got to make.
We've got Andrew already flanking up a little bit, trying to get those hits in on the players from Exist. So let's see, will they be successful in their onslaught on the Exist team, or will we see Exist managing to escape? So got Rasta, Andrew, Bob. The three of them just picking away at the players there from Exist. It is making it quite challenging for the players there from Exist to, of course, now find a good spot or good approach, because it seems kind of in a sense that no matter where they go, you know, they have those shots flying in, you know, relentlessly, and yeah, it does make it a bit tough for the teams.
Yeah, you got to find the cracks in the defenses. Outsiders just putting the hits in, making it difficult to move around. That is how you pin the players down. It's good old suppressing fire. Just make it a little bit more difficult for them to do anything, you know, stop them from pushing up on you, blah, blah, blah. But right now we see Dragons moving in there. Vibrant going to be right there to catch them as well. You can see Spaza Gaming moving up as well. So as the zone shifts up towards the northern portion of this playable area, a lot of the teams moving in from the south, and that's going to mean a lot of hits coming in already. Spaza Gaming putting the shots through on towards the teams there. Lots of hits going down.
Fights upon fights upon fights. We got the Exiles rolling in as well. Shots flying right up towards them from Vibrant side. Now they've got limited options, because if they try and push up the hill, they are definitely going to get hit by the gun team. We got Ched, of course, now getting caught in the crossfire. Goes down. We got Mr. Horace, Zane, and MG managing to make their way up towards the mountain, but the shots have not stopped yet. Horace goes down as well. 6 putting in some beautiful shots. MG now trying to quickly move up for the rest, but we got Gun just on the top of the hill, trying to get a few shots in as well. So this is definitely a very tough spot, and we also have Odyssey just over towards the north. So you want to talk about a challenge? I think this is a really, really tough one. Everyone just, oh man, being absolutely relentless with their shots. Just hits upon hits upon hits.
Yeah. And unfortunately for players in the position of moving into zone when there are already players there, obviously there's going to be somebody who spots you out and tries to take you, you know, take you down, get those shots in. So it's very difficult to decide where you want to land. And of course, Exiles find themselves in that exact spot. They move up. Vibrant's there. They have to try and redirect. They're getting hit. They move up the hill, and who's there to greet them? It's Gun. So they have to commit somewhere, because it doesn't matter where they go, there's always going to be somebody waiting for them, and the chances of them moving up into the free area towards the northeast is going to be very, very difficult. You can see Gun moving up, trying to just mow them down, catch them up before they can get any sort of heads room in. In the meantime, Vibrant going to be putting some hits in with the the players there from Spaza Gaming, going to be putting some nades down as well.
And we got some beautiful third parties coming in from the Dragons. Oh, there we go. Spaza Gaming left down to their last player. Berserk, will he get it? Puts a beautiful hit in on Luffy. 6, also the last one left. Oh, down they go. Well done. The Exiles also getting thinned out quite a bit. They are left with, well, 1 or 2 more players, but they're now pulling up on the Exist team as well. As you can see, Zane getting taken down. So we got MG now still trying to maybe move up into position. We got TR right there on top of him. The Outsiders still holding up on the church.
Yeah, this is about the best spot that the Exiles could hope to be in at this stage, depending on their situation, you know, because they're in such a tight spot. So they're going to be moving up on Exist, who are still taking the hits from the Outsiders here, just shots going back and forth. But now the Exiles are going to be turned on and dealt with as Exist turn their attention in that direction. MG just trying to put the hits in, trying to get anything that he can, but the shots, well, they will only be good for the one as the hits come through. MG, quite low on health, is only going to manage to get 1 as the zone now moves up once again. Very much centralized on the area. It's going to just push the teams in further together. We have 10 teams and 30 players remaining on the map right now.
And it seems like we've got the Dragons also down to their last one. Nero being the last hope here for the Dragons, just clinging on the edge of the zone there, trying to not expose himself too much. We do have the Vibrant team, of course, now focusing their attention over towards him as well. So if he plays it well, he might be able to get away unscathed. But at the same time, you know, he might also get taken down.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're the last player left alive for a team, you got to play a whole different game. You've got to stay as hidden as possible for as long as possible, because basically the play is, when you're a solo player up against so many teams that are still alive, you don't want to take fights against them unless they're really, really one-sided for some reason. You really just want to stay alive, because you're going to get the placement points, A, for staying alive, and B, if you manage to stay alive that long, you still have the potential to isolate. We saw it in a couple of matches ago. One player isolating fights against a team. You know, it doesn't matter if there's 5 players that you're fighting in a 1v5. If you can isolate them into 1v1s, it becomes so much more winnable.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. And I think this last final zone is definitely going to be a very, very interesting one. We've got Mr. Nero now trying to move up. He's crawling up right behind the players here from Vibrant. Gun, of course, also getting a quick knock in on the Vibrant team as well. So let's see, will Mr. Nero be able to make it up into zone successfully? We've got Vibrant now moving up. There we go. Not sure if they're trying to hunt him down or which way around they're trying to go, but they are in fact moving up. The Outsiders also rolling in. We've got Exist now trying to see if they can set up a bit of a gatekeep on the zone, as Vibrant also now start rolling up right past them. 1 half goes by. Oh, never mind. They pull up right on Exist. So got Flame and Thix. Now the last two hopefuls left. There down goes Flame. Thix is just hanging on with 1 HP. He is 1 hit away, and there we go. Luffy finishes it off. Well done, well played.
Yeah, definitely a great assault coming out there. Vibrant doing some good work taking down the players there. Now Outside is free to move around just across the side of the river, just making their way up. You can see MG, they're doing exactly what they need to do, just trying to make themselves scarce, not get spotted out by anything. We have 9 teams left in the game, and well, he's going to be waiting quite a long time for those teams to get knocked out. That is pretty much the play of the game. Now right now you can see MEA sitting in towards the center of the zone, means that they're going to be able to sit into the next one as it moves up as well. Outside is now going to be turning their attention towards a Vibrant, as the rest of the players now try and move up into the zone, which is becoming more and more minuscule as time goes on.
Yeah, and there's a lot actually riding on this fight between Vibrant and Outsiders, because if Vibrant plays it well, they can take out the Outsiders, you know, and even in the process move themselves up onto, you know, higher up on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
But if the Outsiders clutch this one as well, I mean, they are just that much closer to getting up into a pretty good spot.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a lot riding on that fight if Vibrant decides to move up against Outsiders. You can see Gun now, they have moved in towards the zone at the south there. Optic just moving his way around as a little bit of a scouting party for the Odyssey team, who is just rotating around the outskirts of that zone. House of Anubis Helios just sitting all the way to the top. Shellshock on the western side. Vibrant and Outsiders still just chilling there. On towards the east, Dragons moving up. It's Nero still just chilling there. And House of Anubis actually split up, 1 player on either side. It is now some shots coming down on towards Outsiders, trying to catch them out. A Gun going to be putting the hits in towards Vibrant. Pound's going to fall. The rest of the Vibrant squad, of course, all the way to the other side, is taking that fight against the Outsiders. Actually, Storm doing a lot of damage in keeping Outsiders quite humble, quite on their toes. Toppling Outsiders now is sort of the name of the game. You don't want them to get too many points in. Don't want them to, you know, become unreachable. Knocking them out as soon as possible would be super beneficial. Now they are on their 2 final remaining players, so the Outsiders got to play this one pretty smart. Now you can see Gun towards the south there, just in a good position to be able to take down both Optic and Nero. Vibrant now rolling up on the Outsiders. Oh, and MG going to be putting some hits into House of Anubis as well. So that's MG doing some good damage, getting a couple of hits in for himself, just boosting that score a little bit.
We got the players here from Shellshock also now close. They've pulled up right here on MEA. We got Odyssey also now trying to move up, and up comes Helios out in the blue zone, trying to make his way up into zone. Let's see, is he going to try and move in with a few third parties? Or will they just wait for everything to happen and get themselves taken by the zone? Oh, Shellshock, MEA, and Odyssey just battling it out for control of this part. There we go. Nerfs now sneaks in a quick hit there on Vibrant. Helios gets taken down. So Vibrant and the Outsiders, of course, still just over on the eastern side of the map there. Gun still holding up atop the hill. Odyssey still on their 4 players, but of course we got Mr. Optic right there behind Gun. MEA getting taken down. Oh, down goes Optic, so Odyssey down to only 3. Shellshock getting hit as well. Oh, Vibrant putting hit after hit in, but also taking several hits. There's a lot now riding on Nova, but they managed to take out the Outsiders. Well done.
Yeah. They have toppled the Giants in a sense. Well played to them. You can see the shots still coming through. MEA and Shellshock really battling it out here. Odyssey also just trying to get their shots in as well. There's a little bit of a game going on here. You can see MG actually putting in a lot of work as well. Just as a single player, putting a lot of hits down. We're going to see how MEA, Shellshock, and Odyssey resolve this particular fight. They're just occupying the buildings surrounding one another, and that's going to be Odyssey pulling the trigger quite a bit.
Now we got
Making
MEA
things difficult.
making a little bit of a dash for the zone there. Blue zone moving up. Odyssey caught out in the blue. We got Gun also perched up on the side of the hill, on the cliff face rather, trying to put those hits in. MEA now just picking off at SS, as these teams definitely have to rotate up. MG also running up solo there. We got Nova, the last one left. Oh, Gun gets the hit on Nova, so down he goes. MEA. Panda getting knocked out by Shellshock. Shellshock still tapping away. Supreme putting in a few hits as well. Will he get those hits on the players there from Shellshock? He is now just bleeding out slowly but surely. Gets claimed by Zone. Shellshock also getting taken out by the Zone. MEA, Gun, the Dragons, and of course the Exiles. Those are the 4 teams that we've got left. Gun now moving up on MEA. You can just see the shots flying in from all over the place. And Nero just chilling up on the hill. Same, of course, for NG, trying to stay as invisible as possible.
Yeah, but I mean, playing the invisible game is a difficult one, and MG has been doing such a good job at it because he's been staying alive, but he's also been getting the kills in. And speaking of kills, MEA and Gun now going at it. Gun trying to do some work down onto MEA. The smoke is there to try and obscure that vision, and MG still putting the shots in, really capitalizing on the fact that he can just move freely, stay invisible as a single player, and really throw some chaos onto the battlefield. And that is really, really how you want to be playing as a single player, you know, when your squad is wiped out. Doing such a good job there. Let's see how long he can stay alive for. Of course, Nero just trying to play the invisible game as well, as Gun and MEA try to bout it out. Panda may be going looking for MG. They're not going to find him just yet, but they need to resolve their fights right now because Gun and MEA have the largest squads and they need to battle it out. Somebody has to get the hits in as the zone gets even smaller.
Nero with his sneak attack there. There we go.
That is a good way to capitalize on that. Oh,
Slim and Nerf, the last 2 left. Down goes Nero. Let's see, MEA now putting a few shots in the direction here of Gun. We got MG now still trying to make it up. He's been spotted. Shots comes in. Down he goes. Blue zone taking him down. MEA and Gun now the last 2 teams remaining. Whoa. Baker and Panda trying to get those shots. Panda getting the hit in on Slim, and down they go. Well done. Wow, what a finish once again. So we got MEA coming in with the chicken dinner there, 4 kills. We got Gun coming in with 7 kills in 2nd place. We got the Exiles in 3rd place with 3 kills. We've got the Dark Dragons in 4th place, also with 3 kills. Shellshock in 5th with 1. Odyssey finishing their play, of course, in 6th place there, also with 1 kill. Then Vibrant coming in with a nice amount, with a nice kill count there as well. So they're sitting in a very comfortable 8 kills. We've got the Outsiders on 4 kills in 8th place. A House of Anubis also on 1 kill. We've got the players from Exist also on 1 kill in 10th place. Spaza Gaming finishing off in 11th place with 6. We got the team in there from ResHaunted finishing off on 1 kill as well in 12th place. And then, of course, Temper getting sent back to the lobby first, right in the beginning of the match there. So what a play that was. I mean...
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I mean, there's a lot to say about that match, but what I will say is that we found some very interesting things coming to light. A lot of teams clashing, you know, across the board. Odyssey doing some work, SS, everyone doing a lot of work. But interestingly enough, you know, despite the Exiles having gotten caught out towards the middle of the match, MG staying alive for so long.
Yeah.
Was able to put them in 3rd place and get 3 kills while doing so. That's a single player getting 3 kills and 3rd place for a team that almost got wiped out right in the middle. So that is huge coming out from MG. That's that is an exemplary way to play a 1v everyone else in a sense. So really well played there. Of course, Gun doing some good jobs. MEA as well doing some good jobs, just being able to stay alive, get the frags in. Outsiders, they got hit quite hard. A lot of the teams just putting in work, and we actually saw some of the I believe it was
I think it was Rez. I'm not 100% sure about that, but somebody had, I think it was Rez, but they had one player left, and they were like, you know what? I'm gonna take a fight against the outsiders right now and just do as much damage as possible. And a lot of the teams had that sort of mentality, taking a lot of just whittling away at the outsiders until there were 2 players left. They got caught out, they got taken down, they went out in 8th. And another interesting thing to note about this match is that the kills are a little bit more evenly spread across throughout the teams. You know, there's a team coming in 11th place with 6 kills.
Yeah.
You know, so that's like quite a bit of 7th place. You know, quite a number of kills. So a little bit more evenly spread, and you can see the top 3 teams, 3rd place and 1st place, not that many kills in comparison. So very interesting, very very entertaining, and well played to all the teams.
But what's also interesting to note is that we had the outsiders play super aggressive on the two Miramar maps, and when they came over onto the Erangel map once again, it's like they backed off just a little bit. They weren't as aggressive as we saw them being in match 2 and 3.
Yeah.
You know, and they were pretty good at holding their position up in that church. They're close to ruins. They were just parked off there for quite some time, and they were picking off several players as they were, of course, now trying to rotate in towards zone, you know, trying to come around that side of the mountain. And also beautiful positioning by Gun up on the hill, you know, just sitting there picking away at the teams, you know, really using their position to their advantage. And it is a great vantage point. You know, and they're able to fight on both sides of the mountain. At the one point, they were shooting at the players from Odyssey that we had on the northern side over at the George crates. And then, of course, we had the other teams, you know, trying to move up from the southern side, you know, trying to get an angle in there as well. I mean, it was tough. Really, really tough. And the teams are really stepping up their game quite considerably. And, I mean, it makes for an amazing show. It makes our life very difficult. But, I mean, it's a good problem to have. It's a great problem to have, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely been really, really good to watch there. Really great stuff coming out this evening. And these teams definitely fighting it out to really improve their scores. You can go and have a look at the scoreboard there, I think, as well. Pretty spicy stuff. And I'm keen to see how this will end. So I'm keen to see the next few days of this league.
Yeah, and this, of course, we've got the Open and Pro Series both finishing next week. So be sure to tune in on Monday and Wednesday. Open Series, of course, being on Monday, and we've got Pro Series then on Wednesday. So it's definitely going to be a bit of a tough one. I think we're in for quite a lot of action, you know, just based on what we've seen over these past few weeks, and how the teams have been progressing. So, yeah, I'm super keen to see that, super excited about it. And I think it's really going to be quite an entertaining, you know, day to watch. Never mind match. It's going to be a very very entertaining final to watch. To see all these teams, you know, then fight it out for the last bit. But yeah, I think there we go. There we have it. That concludes our stream for today. Well, just about. We've got the highlights still to get into. And, of course, after the highlights, we're going to end off the stream. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Hope you guys had as much fun in this as we did. And, of course, well done to the teams for putting up a fantastic show today. There's no doubt why these teams are in the Pro Series. It is pretty evident in their gameplay and their performances. Yeah. So, yeah, well done, guys. Really proud to be part of this. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the highlights of this last match, and then we shall see you all back again on Monday. All right, here we go. A beautiful shooting by Berserk. Wow. Spaza Gaming not wasting any time. Deity getting a quick hit in on nukes as well. Oh, Temper taking hit after hit after hit. Up comes Shady. Gets a beautiful knock. Wow, Berserk and Deity both go down. Up comes Chris and sends him to the lobby. Well done.
And so if you're one player and you can throw a spanner that plan and really just, you're doing a lot of damage. You know, that's you're seriously maximizing the amount of impact that you have in the game as a solo player. You know, you could do pretty much anything you want. You could give up, whatever the case is. But if you fight and succeed against one of the top teams that is really pushing for the wins right now, that is a disruptive move if I've ever seen one. And he's going to be taking another fight, but finally he goes down.
In the meantime, Vibrant going to be putting some hits in with the game. The players there from Spaza Gaming going to be putting some nades down as well.
And we got some beautiful third parties coming in from the Dragons. Oh, there we go. Spaza Gaming left down to their last player. Berserk, will he get it? Puts a beautiful hit in on Luffy. 6, also the last one left. Oh, down they go. Now trying to see if they can set up a bit of a gatekeep on the zone, as Vibrant also now start rolling up right past them. One half goes by. Oh, never mind. They pull up right on Exist. So got Flame and Thix now, the last 2 hopefuls left. There down goes Flame. Thix is just hanging on with 1 HP. He is 1 hit away, and there we go. Luffy finishes it off. Well done, well played. Gun still holding up atop the hill. Odyssey still on their 4 players, but of course we got Mr. Optic right there behind Gun. MEA getting taken down. Oh, down goes Optic, so Odyssey down to only 3. Shellshock getting hit as well. Oh, Vibrant putting hit after hit in, but also taking several hits. There's a lot now riding on Nova, but they managed to take out the outsiders. Well done. Let's see, MEA now putting a few shots in the direction here of Gun. We got MG now still trying to make it up. He's been spotted. Shots comes in. Down he goes. Blue Zone taking him down. MEA and Gun now the last 2 teams remaining. Whoa. Baker and Panda trying to get those shots. Panda getting the hit in on Slim, and down they go.